afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. James Harden made a game-tying three, and Donovan Mitchell hit two game-winning free throws to rally the Cavs to a 119-117 win over the Nuggets Monday. Harden and Mitchell combined for 54 points in Cleveland's fourth straight win. NFL Browns tight end David Njoku announced he will not return to Cleveland after 9 seasons. He ranks second in franchise history for touchdowns and receptions by a tight end behind Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome. Milan Cortina Olympics, Norway leads with 11 medals, Italy second with 10, Japan at 7, U.S. tied for fourth at 5. Coming up at 2, Team USA and Canada meet in a marquee women's hockey clash at 2:10 with puck drop. This update sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here with The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Big Tuesday. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Happy you guys are along for the ride. Little 3-hour tour. I want to say lazy river, but nobody's out there rafting. But maybe today, who knows? Sun is shining, the birdies are singing.
Yeah, man.
There's a wind blowing in from left field somewhere, and we're going to maybe hit 50 today.
I'm here for that. I mean, I walked outside this morning, and I'm like, oh, okay, this works for me. And I think we should be fairly comfortable for the rest of the week. I'm not going crazy and busting out shorts or not wearing my coat or anything. But as far as where we were about
You're
a week and a half
bust
ago.
Your shorts, are you?
No.
Okay.
To where we are now in this week, yeah, this feels good, man. This feels good. Hey, I was
got it.
I was walking in here, right? And we've been challenged as a show, the three of us. We've been challenged by one Ryan Baker, 1/3 of Bishop and Friends, which you can catch 9 to noon right here on The Fan.
To an athletic challenge?
And it wasn't athletic.
Well, that's too bad.
He threw out a challenge, and he thinks that their show has better facial hair than our show. Because you've got the beard going right now. You've been getting nothing but high praise around here with your beard. And I think it's absolutely incredible that you're doing this. And I want you to see that through. But he believes that he and Eric Reeser alone can outduel us in some type of beard facial hair competition. Because Uncle Bo, he's still babyface Uncle Bo right now. And so
he's got a beard.
Is he going beard right now?
I think he's had a beard for a long time.
Okay, so I stand corrected on that. But Ryan Baker thinks that Bishop and Friends has better facial hair than Rothman and Ice. And I said, my boys are, look, we got this on lock right now.
They probably do.
No, AR, don't give them that. Don't bend the knee to them.
Like a wired-haired terrier right now. This is no good.
With your beard, TLC can grow a beard in the blink of an eye. He can cut his beard off and grow it back in 2 days. We got this on lock. So I just want to let you guys know we've been challenged. Ryan Baker is challenging us right now for a beard off. So
how does that even happen?
I don't know. I was at the microwave minding my business, and he just threw this out there out of the blue.
You know what that means to me? That somehow he feels like there's a little intimidation coming.
I think it's you.
Like that there's some sort of, they had it as the triplets, and now all of a sudden there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Reggie Hammond.
This is credit to you, my man. So I think we see, now you have to see this through.
I'll see it through the Olympics. I think that's the cutoff now.
But can we make it a permanent look? Trim it down a little bit, but keep the beard?
So.
See, Ryan Baker's like Rothman in that he doesn't believe in manscaping the beard. They don't really style it. Me and you, Matty Ice, however, we're trying to fade our
Gotta
beard.
get it cleaned up, man.
I learned how to do that in October. So now when the beard comes back in, I got give me a couple more weeks and it'll be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Well, once I get to the point where I can fade it, then, dude, we got him beat.
Hey, I want you to come
I don't know how to do that, but I am willing to learn.
Okay. I want you to come to the barbershop with me, and we'll get you a fresh lineup. And you're going to see that thing crispy, and you'll be like, I'm never going back. Never going back.
No play for Mr. Gray.
But TLC, are you in on this kind of beard off?
I don't even...
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, how do we...
I don't know where this is going.
How are we going to do this?
Maybe
Should
we get some people to vote on it?
Should we have PDs around the country vote? Because apparently they're on our side between us and them.
We'll take it. But maybe we get some people to vote on the best beers between the 6 of us.
All right. That's fine.
And rank us 1 through 6 specifically.
That's okay.
Rothman, you're number 1.
You guys are ridiculous. Where do you guys stand on that Will Campbell of the Patriots offered an apology for not talking to reporters after the Super Bowl? And he said, when I get emotional, I tend to have no mind. And that's not the way that I need to approach this thing. I know myself. Is this a class move or day late, dollar short kind of thing?
Can it be both? Because while I can acknowledge guys knowing themselves and respect that, hey, man, emotionally, I'm just a wreck. I'd be angry, sad, whatever that would look like for him. Okay, I can kind of respect that. But part of me goes to, if I got my butt whooped the way that he did in that game in front of millions of people, I don't know if I'd want to answer questions after the game either.
Well, nobody does.
No, I know. Right.
I mean, not too many want to get their butts whipped and then go, yeah, fire away. Like,
it's part of the job,
it's
though, man.
More of the facing the music because that's the way you do it. That's the way you man up a little bit and say, you know what, we didn't play our best. You do what Vrabel did, and you get out there and say, we're out-coached, now played. We're going to learn from it, and you drop every Play-Doh cliche fudge factory you want and
get out of there.
And then you're out of there. But I know he's a young kid, and that's fine. But he was below average in that game. They got abused as a team. And, I'm not saying he's not a good kid. He's probably a really good kid. And I don't really know if this...
Well, no, there's some
he
stuff
doesn't
out
sound like he
there,
has
too.
regrets in not talking. He's more excusing it away. He's not saying, well, you know what, after thinking about it, I probably should have met the media, people that cover our team all season. They want to know because we were at the first point of attack. That's where this game went bad, and I need to talk about that.
Here's the measurement. I did not see it. Did it come off as genuine? Or did it come off as like someone told him he should and then wrote it for him?
Have you heard this say, or are you just reading a quote?
That I don't know. He says it comes with the job. When you don't perform, obviously, I was drafted high, paid a lot, so people expect a certain thing, and I expect more of myself. So whenever I don't perform, I don't expect everyone to be like, it's okay, buddy. He goes, but it doesn't, what is this? Obviously, it sucks, but it doesn't suck for anyone more than it sucks for me. Okay. Well, by the way, if you would have said exactly that on Sunday, like I said, he was in a different emotional mindset. He didn't want to see anybody, didn't want to talk to anybody. They got crushed.
I guess the question I would have
sounds like he did come up with this himself, TLC, to answer your question.
Okay.
The question I have is, it wasn't a good outing for him against Houston either. And did he not talk to the media then in that game? Now, they moved on.
Won the game.
But still, like individually, I think you could have poked at his game and saying what the heck was happening because Daniil Hunter and, Will Anderson were absolutely cooking down there. And so these things don't really bother me that much as long as it's something that you aren't doing constantly, like running from the smoke that you may get from the media. Then, I'll give a guy some grace for doing this as a one-off.
They didn't give him any help. I didn't think it was they got beat by a better team, but after thinking about it and rewatching some of it, I think Vrabel's right. He got outcoached. They did not adjust at all. They didn't help their young quarterback. They knew they had a weakness mismatch going in, and I just felt there was nothing that they did to help at least neutralize it in any way.
Yeah, I mean, you knew coming into the game it was a constant theme, and we brought it up on the show yesterday. I mean, Drake May and the Patriots in the season with the most sacks against or recorded right against them in postseason history. And so you knew up front you probably weren't going to be able to block a unit in Seattle that has just been very good all year, and that falls at the feet of Josh McDaniels, right? He's the offensive coordinator over there. He's an experienced guy. He's been a head coach in the league. So it was very questionable, I agree with you, AR, to see how they went about their business with two rookies on that side, right? Like those guys in that type of moment clearly just weren't ready. And Mike McDonald, as the head coach of Seattle, was like, we're hunting, man. We're just getting downhill and we're going to be aggressive. And from start to finish, you could just see that those guys weren't going to be able to hold up. And so, yeah, that has to be frustrating, I'm sure, for even Drake May and Patriot fans to look at that game plan and thinking, well, we knew it was a weakness for us. Why would we think this was going to change in just in the blink of an eye in a whole new setting?
Yes.
I don't get that.
Yeah, they knew it. This didn't surprise anybody. It's so weird to me that they did not help him at all. And he's too young of a quarterback to not be able to help him in some way. Or let's use your strengths. Let's move you out. Let's roll it out. Let's try to find something there. They didn't do enough of it.
Yeah.
And the good usually when you're holding teams to field goals, the way New England was holding them to field goals, you actually get the psychological edge, even though you're trailing. Because the other team feels like, man, we should be blowing them out. We're up 9-0. Yeah. Like, it feels like we should be up 21-0.
Yeah.
And so you actually have the edge, especially if you score, which they did finally. But, yeah, there's nothing really to say. TLC asked us yesterday about the game, and it leaves you with a little – although I don't leave the game, I don't leave this season thinking that the wrong team won. That's the good part.
Seattle was absolutely
They didn't
deserving.
get lucky. Yeah. They beat a lot of people's favorite, the Rams, and that was his kryptonite. So, really, that was kind of his Super Bowl in a way. Like beating the Rams, finally getting over on the Rams.
And the way that he did it, too, was really impressive, right? He had to, really up the pass attempt count. Like that wasn't some kind of game that we saw in the first playoff game against San Francisco or the last one against, here against New England, where he wasn't asked to do a whole bunch. And so, yeah, where he stacks up under, we'll get into that at the bottom of the hour. But, yeah, to me, Seattle absolutely deserving of that Super Bowl. You could just see it all year long, that they had the ingredients to be a tough out against no matter who they were playing coming out of the AFC, and they earned it, and that was a defensive-led team that had just enough on offense, right, between their quarterback and JSN, and then obviously K9 stepping up, and that's why they're hoisting up that Lombardi trophy. Can't take anything away from them.
No, they were the most complete team. I'm going through the bracket again in my mind, and all the fun part about the playoff was the fact that you were going to have a new feel to this. It was just going to feel like that, wow, this is someone's opportunity, and Seattle sees the day. Whether it was the Bears and their upstart deal and knocking off the Packers in the playoff and being able to do that.
And also, to your point about, Seattle, it's the division that they played in, too. That was arguably the toughest division in football, the NFC West this year, with what the Rams and what San Francisco was able to do. So this wasn't like on New England side of things where now people are pointing at their schedule and it being the easiest schedule along the way. Seattle was battle-tested.
1 seed won it all. And they played a 2 seed in the Super Bowl. So kind of played out the way it should have. Just thought it'd be a hair more competitive at times than it wasn't. All right, we got a lot to do today. We'll have our friend Tyvis Powell on in the second hour. Ryan Roberts, we'll talk NFL draft with him in the third hour. But coming up next, a certain player is going to hit the market in the NFL, and it's got other teams thinking maybe we should take a look and add this guy. We'll tell you who that is next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon, even if this promo is playing in the morning. No judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. So I was recently asked how I've been doing in my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. And I paused and I said, you know what? Pretty darn good. Because it reminded me what I was dealing with a couple years ago. My personal journey. I had plantar fasciitis, that horrible heel pain. If I was on my feet for a while, my lower back would be on fire. And now, honestly, none of that. Zero issues with my feet since I started wearing them. I have my Good Feet arch supports in every day. I feel supported. I feel aligned. And now that I feel better, it's made all the difference. I want to work out more. I want to go out more. Just be more active. I'm telling you, over the last couple of years, my health, my energy, my quality of life has all been affected in a really positive way. They've really helped me keep the pain away. The guys ask me all the time, do I really have them in today? Yes, I do, and I'll take my shoes off upon request to show you. Go take the free test walk. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road in Grove City. Get started at goodfeet.com.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. but that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Black history is American history, and this Black History Month, the Ohio Education Association believes every student deserves the right to learn the full story of the nation we share. I'm OEA President Jeff Wensing. In 33 years as a teacher, I've seen how honest, inclusive education helps students become critical thinkers and engaged citizens. This Black History Month, stand with the Ohio Education Association as we stand up for our students' freedom to learn.
T-Bone and Tyvis are part of a balanced breakfast. Wake up with two dopes talking about football, and one of them laughs uncomfortably loud. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Weekday mornings at 6 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Increasing clouds today with stray showers possible. Otherwise, it's going to be warm with highs soaring into the mid to upper 40s. For tonight, mostly cloudy with lows down into the 20s. And then for Wednesday, expect mostly cloudy skies with daytime highs in the mid 30s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. The best bet on the radio. This is Rothman and Ice.
Not a surprise, but still one of those that kind of hits you a little bit odd just because he's been a good player. Physically, he's a beast. I know he's in his 30s now, or 30. And the money would probably have a lot to do with this. So it's not a complete shock that David Njoku has announced he is not going to be coming back to the Cleveland Browns. The good news for Browns fans, you have a very good young player to pivot to in Fannin. So that makes this easier to take. It also makes it easier to understand why. And it's one of those things that now that he hits the market, he gets an opportunity to go to a better team and not be a part of a rebuild. And I'm not saying he wouldn't want to stay in Cleveland if the money was right, and maybe he would have. But it's one of those things, Maddie, that I think Browns fans will remember him fondly. I think he probably lived up to in my mind, I think he lived up to his status of being a late first round draft pick, with everything he did and didn't have to work with. He was injured a lot. I get that. Wasn't always available. But, man, when he was a weapon. And do you think that he lived up to being the 29th pick overall, or not really?
Not
when you
really,
think about his whole made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad tenure in Cleveland. Like, it wasn't. I thought, based off his skill set, though, like when he was coming out of Miami and you just saw the size and some of the speed that he had, I was expecting a little bit more. Like, I really was. And so you nailed it, though. Like, what this is about is the confidence they have in-house right now in Harold Fannin. And how could you not, after him really coming into this league and immediately having an impact, and you just saw down the stretch he was banged up and he was still making plays for Cleveland. And I think maybe some of the frustration just going back to Njoku, especially early on, was the drops. Like, the drops, he did have that issue, and I know for some Browns fans that had to be really, really frustrating. But then the last few years when he was right and healthy, he kind of pieced things together and became a bit of a force for them. remember, he had the crazy experience with the fire and the burn to the face and all of that. And so he definitely had a rocky experience in Cleveland. And now he goes into a free agent market at the tight end position where there's some competition for sure, because Kyle Pitts is available, Isaiah Likely is available, Dallas Goedert's available. And so Njoku right now, it's got to be a little tough for him to go into that market where he isn't stamped as the no doubt like 1 or 2 guy at the tight end position because of age. But I think also because of when you look at what Kyle Pitts and Likely have done as younger guys, maybe those guys are going to be more appealing. But yeah, just bringing it back to Cleveland. Now this is all about the connection between whoever's going to be the quarterback. And if you're Tom Monken, exploring what you're going to have with Harold Fannin. If you're a Browns fan, you've seen over the last couple years what Monken has done with Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, and you should have some confidence in that. They're going to need more, though, as far as pass catchers go. But you have, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised at the end of the year if we're talking about Harold Fannin Jr. as a top 10 tight end in the sport if he isn't there already.
This is a rebuild. Again, I don't even know if it's not even built, so I don't even know how it could be a rebuild. It never really was built. But it's a kind of a reset again with a new head coach, different guy calling the defense. And I just look back at his, a few years ago, 22-23, he was great, Njoku. Like 58 catches in 22 and 81 in 23. That was the Pro Bowl year. I thought 2 years ago was pretty solid, 64. Now, it did drop off a little bit, and he had injuries, and then he had competition, too, with Harold Fannin. He became the go-to guy. So I think this was almost, like I said originally, it's not a shock. And Fannin shows what he can do as a number 1 tight end. The Browns are getting younger, and they'll take his money and they'll move on. I think that's why this has been accepted so favorably amongst Browns fans. They know they have a younger replacement.
Sure, absolutely. And probably wouldn't have been the smartest decision to financially re-up with Njoku when you have Fannin there, unless Todd Monken really came in and was heavy on, hey, I want to go 12 personnel, and that's where our offense is going to really thrive. And if he did or they made that call, I would kind of understand it at least right now before they make any moves in free agency and in the draft, because their wide receiver room, there's a lot to be desired there, man. Like Isaiah Bond, he's a guy that I think has a lot of pressure on him this offseason to really step up and be a guy. Jerry Jeudy, the inconsistency with the drops have always been there. I don't know if they're going to be able to find a number 1 wide receiver in this free agent class. We found out over the weekend, sounds like Dallas is going to tag George Pickens. You could leave the door open for a tag and trade situation, but can't imagine they want to move on from him right after the season he's had, who's looking really good opposite CeeDee Lamb. And then you look at some of the other names that are available in free agency at the wide receiver position. I don't think you're going to find your guy there. So there's going to be probably another young guy, maybe or 2, added to this wide receiver room via the draft. And so it's all about, not all, but I think Isaiah Bond is the guy that I'm really locked in on this offseason and what we hear about him and his development, because he was kind of a dude at Texas. Like, we watched him be an impactful player down there in Austin. And if that does happen, then I think you're really on to something, because we talked about Fannin. If Quinshawn gets back to what he showed he could be when he was healthy, then you're starting to build out this young core of playmakers. But it all comes back to the quarterback position. But Isaiah Bond's going to be a big one for me to lock in on and read and watch what he's got going on this offseason and hear about Monken and the confidence he has in him and what he thinks he can do on Sundays.
The best of the best don't hit free agency.
They usually don't.
It's like it just doesn't happen that way. You start looking at some of these guys, like the Browns trying to get a wide receiver 1, not from the draft or in a trade. Like, they just never make it.
Like, you're looking at a guy, AR, like, okay, so Mike Evans is going to be a sexy name to talk about. He's 32 years old. And then the other side of that, too, is does Mike Evans want to come to Cleveland right now?
Does he even still have enough for you to invest all that? Mike Evans, Debo, I had Debo in fantasy. I wound up trading him. He was one of those touchdown-dependent guys for me. He wasn't the weapon that he used to be. He didn't look as fast. When he got the ball, he was okay.
Mike Evans and Debo, to me, are scream guys that are going to be chasing a little bit of that championship run, right? Like
Keenan Allen.
I think he's cooked for the most part. Like, if I'm a, I don't know, Houston Texans or pick like the Buffalo Bills this offseason, I'm all in on getting Mike Evans in my building. Because we know we got James Cook. We know we got an elite quarterback, and that could be a guy that could push us over the top. We talked about Cooper Kupp yesterday and the impact that he made in the Super Bowl. It wasn't a good year for Cooper Kupp, but I just think those type of teams would be appealing for guys like Mike Evans and Debo, and that's why the Browns quickly got to get this quarterback thing figured out, because no matter where you're playing, I don't care if it's Cleveland, L.A., Miami, Texas, when you have a guy under center that guys believe in that can elevate their game and sometimes even get them paid, then those guys will want to come to your city. Right now, I just don't see that for the Browns, and that's why I think it's got to be a young guy.
Probably so, and that has a rebuild attached to it, and they still need to find the right trigger man. They're not even sure whether they have that, right?
Right.
I mean, because you're looking at this as, I don't think there's a receiver out there that could make the quarterback. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Receivers don't make the quarterback. The quarterback makes receivers, and that's kind of where they are. So this is not surprising to Browns fan. The good news, like we talked about, you have Fannin, you had something to pivot to. You thanked Njoku for all the years, and yeah, maybe he's not a true live up to the 29th overall pick, but when he was on, he was everything they thought he would be. Physically,
yeah.
He really was.
He was a solid player, man. Like, he really was. A wide receiver that I'm kind of interested in is Juwan Jennings. He's a free agent this offseason, and he's 28 years old. You had those flashes of pretty good stuff for him. If you could add him and I think a young wide receiver from the draft, then I would be kind of on board with where things could go. He's not a number one in the league, in my opinion, but I think he's solid enough to where he could support what they already have, and whether it's Shador, Dylan, Deshaun, or whoever it may be. I wouldn't be mad at Juwan Jennings.
He was good in fantasy. I know that. Reality, I think he's where you have him. I don't know how that whole thing went, the drama with Ayuk, and
okay, that whole situation was crazy. Like, he's out of there. Like, I don't think that sounds like Shanahan and John Lynch have already accepted that. He wasn't even around or in the building or anything, but that guy, how old is Ayuk at this point? Yeah. It's got to be 26, 27.
I don't know, but I know that
even if he's that, I don't know if he's that old.
Juwan Jennings, like, it feels like he knew exactly what Ayuk was going through, and he was going to utilize that leverage in every way he could. Yeah, I don't really have any. I like him as a receiver. I do.
Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, because he's tall and he catches a lot of passes, and he's below 30, so he checks a lot of boxes.
Ayuk is 27 years old, AR. He's under contract, so you're going to have to trade for him. But that relationship seems to be absolutely done. But the talent that he did flash was one-ish wide receiver type of stuff, but you're taking a shot in the dark no matter who you are if you're trading Brandon Ayuk. But he's going to be elsewhere, and that's going to be an interesting name to watch, because I kind of believe in the talent. It was just a strange situation that happened out there in the Bay.
The interesting thing for me will be how attractive at all is Cleveland to a free agent wide receiver.
I don't think they're very attractive right now.
Right.
I really don't.
I mean, you're going to have to overpay dramatically to get somebody to want to get involved in that.
Yeah, and that's why I think they got to build out a young core. I think that's what this has to be about. And so, yeah, some of these wide receivers that we talked about, they're going to be ring chasing if they don't have one already. Like, I know Debo and Mike, these guys already have their Super Bowls, but to add maybe a little bit more, and especially in Mike's case, to his Hall of Fame resume that's already stamped, maybe it's not in some people's mind. I think he's automatically in. You're going to want to lock in with some of the good quarterbacks around the sport right now.
We're going to come back in 2 minutes, and Sam Darnold has his Super Bowl. So why is he being thought of as a so-so quarterback? We'll get you that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355. Or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sammy Darnold.
Before you do that, AR.
Yes.
It's Tuesday. Top of the hour.
That's right.
You know what time it is, folks. The floor is yours. TLC is ready to go. 614-821-9710. Got a little challenge for some of our callers today. The NFL offseason has officially started, AR. I want to hear from some NFL. Browns, Bengals, Steelers, whoever your team is. Call in your team's offseason to-do list. What do you want to see your team do this
some
offseason?
homework for the caller.
A little homework. Hey, you can always call in with whatever you want to talk about, but I am interested to hear from some people in what they want their team to do. So top of the hour, the floor is yours, 614-821-9710. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Where's our coaching scandal?
I used to, when Sam Darnold was with the Vikes, I nicknamed him Sonny D or Sammy D, and that turned into Sonny D, which turned into Sonny Delight.
I used to smash that as a kid.
Exactly. And so I don't think there's a better storyline. I mentioned it yesterday, and I don't know how anyone would really argue that because Darnold was going to bounce around this league like a rubber ball as a backup quarterback. He was. I mean, every now and then he'd get a chance to start, or if somebody needed a quality backup or a little bit of insurance plan, he would be the guy. And so when the Jets traded him to Carolina in 2021, and then Baker beat him out as the starter in 22, so he becomes a free agent. So this is the story of Sam Darnold, just for a little recap. And he signed a one-year contract with the San Francisco 49ers to be the backup to Brock Purdy. And he made, I think he got in 10 games, and he only had one start. And you guys know what that contract was for, that 1 year that he went to the Niners as a backup.
I'm going to say it was for
over-under. Should I give you an over-under?
Sure.
Under.
Doesn't even need it, I guess.
$4 million.
Under.
I'll go over.
It was 4.5. Everything changed when he signed with my Vikes, and he became the starting quarterback once McCarthy was ruled out in the preseason, and that was it.
Yeah.
He's like, I got my chance, and I think that's cool. I think it's when he got his chance, and he had a pretty good team around him, and he had career highs and everything, and he got to his first Pro Bowl, and now his story is that he's got the Lombardi, and it's amazing. Here are his contract details. So he signed a 3-year, $100 million contract with Seattle last offseason. He's under contract through 2027, and he's currently projected to be a UFA in 2028. So where does he rank? So Darnold ranks right kind of below the middle of the pack. So he comes in at 18th in average annual value at $33.5 million. To put this in perspective, Dak is still currently the top quarterback at $60 million.
Good for Dak.
So here's the current list of top 10 quarterbacks with when it comes to average annual value.
A little AAV.
So you guys tell me, let's play a little game of overpaid, underpaid, or just right paid, or rightly paid. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott, $60 million. Overpaid, underpaid, rightly paid.
Over.
For me, he's rightly paid.
I think
He's
I think
rightly
it
paid.
leans over.
I can't.
The tough thing about this game, Ice, though, is that every single time that a new contract is up, everything resets itself.
Yeah.
So it's like at the time of signing overpaid, give it 2 or 3 years, and it might be just right.
Yeah.
For me, I'm good with that.
Josh Allen, $55 million.
Appropriate.
I agree. Joe Burrow, $55 million.
Appropriate.
Trevor Lawrence, $55 million.
Appropriate now.
Yeah, it wasn't a year ago.
It wasn't at the time.
You got Liam Cohen, and all of a sudden it became.
Yeah,
you got
this last year, I would have said he's a little overpaid.
Jordan Love, $55 million.
Overpaid.
He's overpaid.
Yeah.
He's overpaid. It doesn't make him
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
He's just a little overpaid.
Okay, that's fair.
We're past the point of them being a cute story. That Green Bay team, right? Like now it's time for more of the pressure, more of the expectations, because they've been tabbed as one of the youngest teams in the league, and they have been. But for him, now you've built that up and you got that contract. It's time for some more stuff to pop up on that resume.
Tua, $53 million. All right, we can
Maybe
all
the worst
agree.
contract in the league.
Jared Goff, $53 million.
Appropriate for me.
It's kind of,
I'm leaning overpaid.
Yeah, hair
But
overpaid.
you got to think, too. It goes back to what you just mentioned with Trevor Lawrence. We flipped that for Goff, what he was last year.
Yeah.
I think we'd be on board with this. It was a quiet-ish year for him, but I still think he's a really, really good quarterback.
Brock Purdy, $53 million.
I'm
Fair.
Good. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Ice and I are both broadcasts. We had a big debate after the show.
Feels like he's overpaid.
He and I were number one of the Brock Purdy fan club.
Justin Herbert, 52.5.
I'm good with it.
If not under.
It's not. Oh, you think he's underpaid?
I think that I think fair, if not underpaid.
I think you could definitely win one with him. I know he hasn't proved it yet, and they don't have
Give
it
him
yet.
2 healthy
but
tackles.
I feel like
I'm
if
with
you're
you,
buying
AR.
stock in a quarterback, and we know this is the going rate, I'd be okay with owning Justin Herbert.
I'm a believer in the talent, so I'm with you.
Lamar, 52.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
He'll probably get a re-up this offseason, so he may get over Dak. Because I know Biscotti was talking about that at his press conference at the end of the year, that they're ready to negotiate. And so have to imagine that number's at minimum going to be 55 for Lamar, but he may climb over Dak this offseason.
All right, so with that being said, wanted you guys to have all that. And so now Darnold is getting the microscope on where he ranks and all that. Like we've gone, in the last 2 days, we've gone from where does his story rank to now whether he's legit or whether he was just along for the ride. He had one of the great playoffs. Yes, he had a great team. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I understand where these guys are coming from. So who leads off here for your get-up? Or are they both together?
We're going to start with Ryan Clark.
All right.
Here he goes.
In the NFC, how many quarterbacks I take? I take 8. I take Stafford, Hurts, Purdy, Mayfield, Love, Goff. They all win a Super Bowl with this Seattle Seahawks team right now. I take Williams. I take Daniels. Williams and Daniels, more upside than Sam Darnold. They showed more in this league in the first 2 years of their career. All of these quarterbacks, listen, look, put the camera on me. All 8 of these quarterbacks, if the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, they win the Super Bowl. And most of these quarterbacks, if they're the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, they beat the New England Patriots worse than they won with Sam Darnold.
And then Dan Orlovsky disagrees.
The only quarterback right now, that I would take over him is Stafford. Right now. What else does Sam Darnold have to do? He's 31-7 in the last 2 years. Look at what happened to Minnesota without him. If we don't look at anything Sam Darnold accomplishes, and we just look at what happened to Minnesota as Sam has left, they've fallen apart. You're telling me that you're taking, and I love him, Jared over him?
Yes.
Or do you sit there and say 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other?
I'm taking Jared Goff over Sam Darnold.
Baker?
Yes, hell yeah, Baker Mayfield.
They're the same guy. They're the same players.
They're not the same players. They're nowhere close to the same players. Baker Mayfield had nowhere near the team, either defensively or skill player-wise, with the injuries to Mike Evans, the injuries to Chris Godwin, the way Emeka Egbuka trailed off at the end of the season, Bucky Irving not being healthy. They are not the same player.
I think he's listen, I understand where Ryan's going with this, and I do think there's more than probably one player in the NFC you'd maybe take over him. If I was starting a team today, and you told me I could have Sam Darnold now at 28 versus Stafford at 38, I'm not rolling the dice with Stafford. I'm not rolling the dice for a year. If he says, now, if this conversation is, I got to win a game today, and I get the choice between Sam Darnold or Matt Stafford, I'm taking Matt Stafford. That's not a horrible, disrespectful thing to say to Sam Darnold.
I agree. What about for the entirety of next year? Those two guys. Same answer for you?
So I only get them for 1 year, and then they go away.
Yeah, poof, they're gone.
Yeah.
David Copperfield.
So if I can grab Stafford
or Darnold, for me, it's not even close. I'm taking Stafford.
Yeah, you're probably taking Stafford because of he's just got a higher ceiling in a way. And I think Darnold made some great steps this year. I also think what's being undersold about the Super Bowl was that when the Patriots had him, they didn't have him. He got out of a lot of jams in the Super Bowl that are not being talked about.
No, he did.
He took no negative plays.
For sure. Not a single turnover in the postseason from Sam
just
Darnold.
the sacks.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It really was. I lean more towards Ryan Clark when he started going down the list of NFC quarterbacks that I would have above him, right? And that's just where I'm at with Sam Darnold. And just for me, it's rooted in talent alone and upside alone and skill set, not what dropping him into Seattle. I'm just thinking if I wanted to start my franchise with the batch of quarterbacks that are on the NFC side of the NFL right now, I would have probably 8 or 9 before I would get to Sam Darnold that I want to start my franchise with. But there are certain guys that we've seen in this league for years now to where they may not have the highest ceiling, but they've timed it up right in their career with where they are, with their mental game, their physical game, and the team that they're on to where you can get to the top of the mountain with guys like that. And Sam Darnold will never be able to take that away from him because, like Dan Orlovsky was said, this isn't a flash in the pan. This is a couple years of really good bodies of work in the regular season and now the postseason to where he got it done. But just talent for talent, like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, I'd rather start my team with those guys over Sam Darnold right now.
Yeah, I'm not automatic, though, taking Baker. I think Baker's got a different skill set, but I also could have seen Baker make a couple of mistakes in that Super Bowl that Darnold didn't make. And I have no way to prove that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that cut and dried. I think also that Sam has taken some steps in his maturity and his quarterback IQ and all of that.
Real quick, AR, let me ask you this.
I know one guy that I would have a tough time deciding between.
Ooh, who's that?
Caleb Williams.
Really? For me, it's not even close between the two.
You would take
just
Caleb?
the skill set,
Yeah.
the upside with the rushing
seeing
ability.
It now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. For 2026, you get Jordan Love or Sam Darnold as your guy. Who you want?
I'm going to take Sam Darnold.
Okay.
And it's not an easy choice.
I think it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Yeah, I agree.
I just see a guy that might have evolved up in between the ears now.
Oh yeah.
And that's been proven to me now on the biggest stage through this playoff.
Yeah.
And beating the Rams and doing what he did to beat the Rams. He didn't coast to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot. It doesn't mean that he's going to be this perennial Pro Bowl quarterback.
Doesn't have to be.
No. We're going to come back, party like a Roth Star. It was a great weekend. We'll fire that out next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with $299% financing for up to 72 months, plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or lease a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 free from Window Nation. Plus, you could get no payments or interest for 2 years. Act now and you'll get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. Don't miss out. This offer ends soon. Schedule your quote right now at windownation.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment
on any 4-tire purchase.
And Michelin's up to $100 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Michelin's and save up to $100 more. See store for details.
At Low T Center, we extended our New Year's promo to give you the new start you need in February. If you've been feeling exhausted and have lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Synergenics and Low T Center. No risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. These clinics have the highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to your body so you know it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so head to lowtcenter.com or Synergenics.com and book your free TRT appointment today.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And of course, you know me. I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Are you starting to get recognized from these ads, Wilson?
Yep. Folks are really liking the idea of home-changing windows and superior performance and 5 different lines to fit any budget.
That kind of sounds like Pella's thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. They recognize me, but then they ask for your business card. So, that's neat.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see. Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3 podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus. And we'll send Bobby right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Let's all gather into the Kiki. It's time to party like a Roth star.
All righty, here we go. Party like a Roth star. I'm going to stay with the hoops to start this thing. And I don't know if you guys caught a couple of really good games over the weekend. One was Illinois, Michigan State. And so I was all ready to put Jake Davis in Party Like a Roth Star. He's the kid from Illinois who got the offensive rebound with a second to go on the road. He was fouled on the putback, and he needs to make both. And he makes one, and then Izzo ices him, and he comes back and makes another. And I'm like, all right, this is amazing. Illinois' got momentum going to overtime. And then, I don't know if you guys remember, this is a story that happened a few years ago. Jeremy Fears Jr. from Michigan State, around Christmas time 3 years ago, was shot. He was on holiday break. I think he was back in Chicago in a suburb. I think he was in Joliet in Chicago, and he had to have a 3-hour surgery to remove a bullet from his left thigh. And then he came back to play for Michigan State, and I mean, the rest is history. I mean, the guy is incredible and was this weekend. So Jeremy Fears Jr. from Michigan State had 9 points in overtime, but the first 12 games this year, he was averaging 10.8 a game and shooting 39%. The last 11 games, 18.9 at 49%. So against Illinois, he was 7 of 19 for 26 points, 12 of 13 at the line, and had 15 assists. So he had 26 points and 15 assists.
Dropping dimes.
Including the tie-breaking three-point play with under 2 to go in overtime to help Michigan State beat Illinois 85-82. So Jeremy Fears Jr., what a journey for him.
I like it.
All the way back to this.
And he got called out by Izzo, I think, a week or two ago for some of his antics and, just doing some kind of wacky stuff out there on the court. But, yeah, he was balling for sure. Entertaining game, to say the least. First candidate for me this week is Cleveland Cavaliers legend, James Harden. James Harden,
my goodness.
How good was he last night? And that's a really good dub for them in Denver against Jokic and that team.
They really honestly had no business winning the game.
They did
at the
it,
end.
but they got it done.
They did.
They got it done. Final score 119 to 117. First 2 games for James Harden. 23 points in game number 1, 8 assists, a couple rebounds, and a steal. And then last night, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, did not miss a single free throw, hasn't missed a free throw yet since becoming a Cleveland Cavalier. The chemistry with he and Donovan Mitchell on the fly, that may take a little time, but out of the gate, it's looked pretty darn good. They won that game without Evan Mobley. He has been banged up, so they're shorthanded. Still no Max Strus. Dean Wade has been hurt, and so this has been really impressive out of the gate for me. And what the Cavs are doing, even outside of Harden's arrival, is good stuff. 9-1 over their last 10. They've won 4 in a row. They've been out there on the West Coast, and so they're going to come home here and take on the Wizards tomorrow, a team that they should beat. So the momentum should continue. But the early returns from the beard look pretty good to me. James Harden, Cleveland Cavaliers, partying like a rock star at the moment.
Yeah, he stole the game last night with that 3. Although I thought that Denver either didn't have the want to or didn't know how to stop Jared Allen. I mean, it felt like he was getting everything at the rack last night.
13 rebounds,
and great defense at the end from the Cavs, and they absolutely stole the game. All right, I'll stay in the NBA. The Warriors traded Trace Jackson Davis to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for a 2026 second-round pick. And he owns a career average of 6 points, 4 rebounds over 3 seasons with Golden State. And his debut for the Raptors is this: 10 points, 10 rebounds, 8 offensive, a steal, a block, all in just 16 minutes.
That'll work.
So Trace Jackson Davis becomes the first Raptor to record a double-double in his debut since Kawhi Leonard. So I will go with Trace Jackson Davis, TJD, in the year of the Hoosier. And his debut was outstanding.
I like it. Second candidate for me, in the NFL season, I like to kind of nerd out and go back and look at all like the season leaders on offense and defense. And, scrolling through some of the reception leaders in the receiving category. Yeah, I was last night. And it kind of surprised me. Chris Olave had himself a year. He really did. Chris Olave finished 8th in the league in receiving yards. Sneaky good season, as I mentioned. Had 9 TDs this season, which also ranked 8th in the National Football League. And he finished 7th in receptions as well. There was, as AR showing me a picture of us at Radio Row with Olave and JSN. That's pretty cool. We were in Vegas, right?
We were in Vegas.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Vegas.
So, Olave had the concussion stuff going on. There was some doubt about, what that's going to look like moving forward. Nobody ever doubted the guy's talent. And he took advantage of his opportunities this year. We'll see if Tyler Shuck is the guy. But his body of work, AR, for me was eye-opening. Top 10 in 3 significant categories for wide receivers down there in New Orleans. So the former Buckeye man, Chris Olave, put together a really nice year. He was partying like a rock star.
Well, let's see something then. So if JSN caught, looking at his stats this year, so he caught 119 passes this year. That's amazing. And Olave caught 100.
Yep.
Wow. So between the 4 of us, got 219 passes. That's amazing. Hey, TLC, can I sneak one more in?
Go for it.
All right. So this kid went to the same high school as Dan Marino. He then attended The Ohio State University. where he decided to become a golfer. And he earned low amateur at the Masters and at the U.S. Open in 24. So he's the first player since Victor Hovland, your guy, to earn low amateur at both Masters and the Open in the same year.
Yeah.
Last night on the TGL, Neil Shipley made the first hole-in-one of the TGL.
Incredible.
All right. But, so he was with, his team is Minwoo Lee and Luke Clanton, and they were asked, do you have the soundbite I say? They were asked about whether this counts as a career hole-in-one.
Fair.
Does that count as a career hole-in-one?
100%. Yes. I mean, the celebration definitely counts.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I think so. I'm going to count it.
100%. That's better than a hole-in-one, man.
Yeah. It's, I totally agree.
100%.
Good moment in life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you're the golf guy on this show.
It's a video game. I almost, in fact, I'll tell you what. I was very upset. I almost got a hole-in-one, my first one on a simulator. And then I started to think, you don't want that.
You don't want it that way.
No. Not 100%.
Okay, but those
I'm
guys
okay
are
with a
all
great
in.
feeling, buy the drinks, do whatever. It's a competition.
Yeah.
But
you want it out there on it's a real grass.
Now, he did hit a real golf ball.
But not on a
into
real
a screen,
course.
but it wasn't.
Interesting. Fun little
It was
debate
amazing
there.
they went all in on
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Why are you even asking us
Oh, are you
this?
kidding me?
Right.
I'm putting the ball in a trophy and putting it up. All right, that's Party Like a Rock Star for today. We're going to come back. Top of the hour. The floor is yours. 821-9710 is our number. You get to rant. TLC's rant line is open. Jump on in next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's cold outside. Don't let leaky windows drive up your heating bills. Right now, when you buy 2 windows at Universal Windows Direct, you get 2 free. That's a real deal, and there's no limit. Whether you need 4 or 14, half of them are on the house. Plus 0% interest for 36 months. And $500 off your entire home improvement project. How many more deals do you need? Schedule your free in-home estimate today. 614-502-5220. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Working your way through that home projects list, that means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your air conditioner or furnace. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain issues? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing problems? Call the Waterworks. HVAC breakdowns? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey there, friends. High Bank isn't just award-winning whiskey. They also make the best vodka in America. With 3 Central Ohio locations serving scratch-made food and craft cocktails, High Bank is perfect for date night, game day, or drinks with friends. Learn more at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey, everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up, and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake, led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 7 former and current Buckeyes will take the ice in an hour from Milan Cortina as USA and Canada meet in a potential preview of the women's hockey gold medal game at 2:10. Current OSU junior Joy Dunn looks to extend her goal streak to 3 in just 3 career Olympic games. The U.S. leads the all-time series over Canada 25-23. In curling, the U.S. and Sweden are currently tied at 2 through 4 ends of the mixed doubles gold medal game. Medal count currently, Norway leads with 6 gold medals and is tied with Italy in total medals with 11. The U.S. sits in a 5-way tie for 4th with 5 total. College basketball in the top 25 tonight. Number 13 Purdue visits number 7 Nebraska at 7. This update sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here with the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on the Fan. It's not terrible.
All right, TLC has unlocked his personal phone line at 821-9710 if you want to talk to him. I'm not even saying you got to go on the air. Just maybe say, hey, I just wanted to talk to you, and I don't want to be on the air.
Listen, it was what I used to do, running the board, and had my own personal radio show. Yeah. Sometimes it's just not even listening to you guys and talking to our wonderful listeners.
I'm getting warmed up back here for Fan Sports Sunday.
Let them know, since you mentioned it. What time? Who you're going to be with?
11 to 2. The next 2 weekends, I'm with Dylan Gonzalez.
Okay.
So he's going to be a debutante. Oh, sorry. One second. Let me go to the sound effects.
I mean,
debutante, that's a big word alert. That's not the right button. Yeah.
Oh, that is loud. That is
debutante.
Loud.
That's scary.
But next 2 weekends, I'll be with him. I've been with Joshua Perry the past couple weekends.
Okay.
And then, so we got a whole mix and match going on.
Good stuff.
Debutante isn't universal, though, right?
Isn't that what you call someone making their debut, a debutante?
I don't think so.
No?
What definition do you have?
Did I big word alert myself on something I used incorrectly?
Debutante.
I
That's
could be wrong.
I
thought it was like a debutante ball for women. Like,
Am I pronouncing the word right?
You are.
No, you're pronouncing the word right. I don't think you're applying it correctly.
Oh, my bad.
I could be wrong, but he's making his debut does not make him a debutante.
I've got debutante as an upper-class young woman making her
what
first...
word am I thinking
That's
of?
exactly right.
Here it is. An upper-class young woman making her first appearance in fashionable society.
Okay.
So it qualifies?
Yeah, but we're kind of stretching it.
The second definition, a woman making her first public appearance, especially in sport.
Okay, I can take that and then apply it to different contexts. The whole theme,
I'm with you.
Is a debut.
Yes. I think it does apply to both, but I've never heard it other than the way I told you I've heard it.
All right, so here,
you're probably right.
There are two spellings. If you take off the E at the end and just take all and end it on the T, debutante with no E at the end, a person making a first appearance in a career or in fashionable society.
There we go.
So if you add the
debutante,
it's feminine.
Okay.
Well, here. I guess Google can just pronounce it for me.
Debutante.
There you go. Debutante.
I'm telling you, man, the kid's got. He's like in a kitchen over there, and he's got like 84 different pots boiling and this over there, but he knows where everything is somehow.
Gordon Ramsay over
amazing.
there. And Hell's Kitchen getting active.
All right. By the way, I got a tweet about the hole-in-one. That does not count.
I'm team that doesn't count.
You're making a hole-in-one. Now, he did swing the club, and he hit a ball. So maybe me saying it's a video game was wrong. I take that back. Not a video game. But when it hits the screen, it becomes a video game.
It does.
Now, he's got to have the skill to hit it the right distance, the right trajectory, and all that.
Here's what I will say. I would, and I'll never have a hole-in-one. But if I were lucky enough to do that, if I were lucky enough to have one or the other, I would want it out there on some real grass, on a real course. There would be
a real round of golf.
For sure. There would be something for me that felt a little incomplete if I got it that way. And Neil's awesome. Like, it's still
incredible.
Hole-in-one.
And he should be very excited.
No
It was
doubt.
a team event. It was competition. They're playing for something, but
for me personally, I want it on a real track. Yeah, I would.
100%. That seemed, maybe they were just caught up in the moment. That seems a little odd. All right, who's leading off today?
Let's go with Danny in Delaware.
Danny.
Our boy Danny in Delaware. Your dime, your dance floor, my man.
TLC, you're a beautiful debutante. Let me just say that.
That's exactly right. Well said.
Gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I've been going down a little bit of a Bad Bunny rabbit hole since halftime of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Pun intended. Have you seen some of the mamacitas at these Bad Bunny shows? My God. Let's just say I am currently in the midst of booking a trip to Puerto Rico, for research purposes and all. See, look, I've even been on Duolingo. Muy calientes, Dios mío. Boys, we're heading south soon like a Justin Tucker massage. Speaking of which, my condolences to Mr. Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots. Drake May was seeing ghosts out there. Always good talking to you, boys. I got some hot takes cooking for next week.
Wait a minute. Wait. Is your wife going to Puerto Rico with you to go see the Carmel ladies?
She's staying home. That's the smart decision.
Yeah. All right, give me one more thing. And you better give an honest answer. And I'll take you at your word no matter what. Are you reading a script?
Is it going to be appropriate?
Are you reading notes?
Of course not.
All right.
No. We go off the top of the dome all the time.
I talk to him. Let him know.
Yeah. And there he goes. See, I have the questions for Jake folder, so I read my questions.
I need to find out
Sports Bros. You guys
how many hole-in-ones Shipley has, if any, in his golfing career.
We got to get him on the show because he was on the golfing show on Netflix, correct? He was featured on that. I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he did, and it was cool, man. I think he showed his dorm or whatever he was staying in here at Columbus. Like, yeah, he's an entertaining guy. So, yeah, his success would be fun to watch if he can really pop off on the tour.
I did notice Jessica Alba on the porch during the Super Bowl. I was pretty observant.
That porch was kind of loaded a little bit. Yeah. You had Jessica Alba, you had Cardi B, you had
Pedro Pascal.
You had Ronald Acuna Jr.
I didn't
from the Atlanta Braves. He popped up, but to his point, yeah, the talent, some easy on the eye talent out there. That's for sure. So I see the vision.
What do you got? Who's batting two?
We got Phil in Grove City.
Phil, the floor is yours, my man.
What's going on, fellas? Hey, first off, I got two real quick. First off, Anthony, your 3-second little song type deal there that TLC made for Matty Ice. Look, yours has to be like a Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell, all right? Because when you're skiing down in jeans, the only song that I hear playing in my head is like a rhinestone cowboy.
Great song.
But, hey, real quick, the real reason I called, this is more for you, Anthony, than I think probably Maddie, but when they make the movie Google Me, who are you casting for Coach Sig and Fernando Mendoza?
Ooh.
Oh, man.
I like this. That's a great call.
Who should play Signetti? I'd like to say, from a look standpoint, do you guys know who Bob Odenkirk is?
Yes.
Bob Odenkirk.
Nah.
Do you, Phil?
No,
okay.
I don't.
He was the lawyer Better Call Saul in Breaking Bad.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I think he would be good. I got to think about Mendoza. That's the aw shucks quarterback. I can't think of one at the moment, but that's a very, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And I hope they do turn it into something. Like, I really do. Yeah, I would hope so. I don't know if it would be as good as Hoosiers or, as good as some of the sports movies. It may just be kind of a sappy story, but I don't know. I'd like to see it, Phil. Well done, my man. And we may implement Rhinestone.
Thank you, man. Thanks for the call.
May implement Rhinestone Cowboy. May just be kind of an interim song to get me to the right one.
Well, you've had an entire weekend to think about this theme song.
Well, I was watching the Super Bowl. I wasn't trying to come up with my life's career theme music.
Oh my goodness, because we got TLC.
Yeah,
with
so
TLC.
Yeah. That's pretty nice.
And my theme song is a little Gucci Mane. So now we're just waiting on you, big dog.
And here's Rothman.
It's fine. I just don't know if I can attach myself to that forever. Like, that doesn't. Like, I'm non-committal.
You're the dog guy.
I know.
You
but
are the Roth dog.
That's fine.
You have your own hot dog named after you. Literally.
I think Zeppelin Black Dog would be good, too. That song's really good.
Okay, how about this? You have until the end of the week, my friend.
All right.
The end of the week, jot it down. Come in here on Friday morning or afternoon, whenever our show starts. I don't even know.
And this is just to have something in case.
When you get something right, you make a good point, right? You just nail something.
So what you're saying is it will never be aired. This will never air.
When you nail it, you'll get your theme music.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Phil. You gave me something to think about.
Good call by Phil. Shout out to everybody that participates.
Somebody said Nick Cage for Kurt Signetti.
I like your call.
All right.
Nick Cage.
I went with Odenkirk because I think they look alike.
I see that.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay, Cage.
But he might be a little too goofy to play a college football coach.
He's kind of goofy.
Well, didn't Nick Cage do the John Madden deal?
Did.
I didn't see it.
What's IMDb? I am whatever that is. Rotten Tomatoes. What are they grading that out as? Did they come out yet?
I don't know. I never saw that.
The John Madden movie? Because I remember us watching the trailer.
TLC, you know what we're talking about? The movie about the John Madden story.
Nick Cage would be a better Signetti than a Madden.
Oh, I'm getting AR. This is slated for Thanksgiving of this year on Prime.
I'll tell you, I never would have thought to tab Nick Cage as John Madden. That wouldn't be anything I would have thought about.
Can Rain Man play Mendoza? Just take Dustin Hoffman and throw him back?
I don't think he's tall enough.
No. Yeah, he's not 6'5".
Wait, Dustin Hoffman was in Star Wars? All right.
Real quick, we're getting Nicolas Cage as Madden. Christian Bale is going to be Al Davis. And so those are going to be the headliners. It's supposed to come out Thanksgiving of this year.
Okay.
On Prime. So there you go.
All right. Won't judge it till I see it. All right. We're going to come back. Speaking of kind of defending your decision, Lindsey Vaughn has been out there doing it. We'll give you the latest next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Start the year off moving, not hurting.
With joint pain, if it's holding you back, listen up. There's a way to get relief without surgery, no downtime, and without putting your life on pause. Dr. Tesner and the other pros right here at QC Kinetics in Columbus, Ohio, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair areas that are causing you the pain. Those achy hips, knees, shoulders, back, wherever it hurts. And the results, 97% of Cleveland patients report satisfaction with their results. So instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments, they happen right in office and you go about your day. I should know. I've had them. My dad has had them. They feel good and they can deliver life-changing results. Imagine moving around better, being stronger, planning the year you actually want. Do not wait. January is supposed to be a clean slate, so make it yours. So go call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Baths R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued, Baths R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with USC.
Live fan coverage starts Wednesday at 5:30 after Common Man and Timmy.
Every game, every season. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Increasing clouds today with stray showers possible. Otherwise, it's going to be warm with highs soaring into the mid to upper 40s. For tonight, mostly cloudy with lows down into the 20s. And then for Wednesday, expect mostly cloudy skies with daytime highs in the mid 30s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvus weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, The Fan.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
All right, outstanding. So, was this Saturday, Friday night into Saturday? Was the Lindsey Vonn crash the second one?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was because I came home in the late after. It was all over the news, I think, on Saturday morning. And I came home about, I don't know, noon or 1 o'clock. And I accidentally said to Jamie, I go, "Did you see Lindsey's fall?" She goes, I DVR'd it. I haven't seen anything. I've stayed away from all of it. And I felt so bad.
There's nothing worse than that.
I just was like, why did I? Like, I just was, it was so in the news and it was so everywhere. I thought, how could you escape that? Somehow she did. And so I don't even know if she even wound up watching it. I shouldn't. It was just bad.
I'm a person that AR wholeheartedly believes in, like, we get too much, not even just in the sports world, but just movies, TV shows, too many trailers, too much before the shows and movies drop. Like, we know too much before we even watch it. Like, way too much information going on, like with TV shows of, here's what's coming up next. Here's what's coming up next in the next episode. No, I want to be in the dark a little bit. Like, the element of surprise, I think, with entertainment is being lost to a certain degree.
There's so much competition. I think they feel they have to give you more to hook you somehow.
When I'm watching a series, and they're going to break and showing me what's going to be coming up after the break, I don't like the moment where I'm sitting there like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I just watched this already. I don't know. I just think it's a lost art, is the element of surprise and entertainment.
The Lindsey Vonn thing has become a little bit polarizing in that I don't know why anyone would take joy in what happened or say, see, I told you so. You and I were of the opinion that this could end badly, that she knew the risks and she took them. And it was one of those deals that this is 41-year-old woman, world-class athlete, on one rebuilt knee and a torn ACL in the other, and that she might hurt herself. That's not a shock, going that speed in a downhill. Now, part of this, before she fell, I saw a lot of Twitter doctors playing this is different than basketball. You don't have to cut. And more importantly, the moves are more predictable. That in other sports, because I've never heard of an athlete competing on a torn ACL after they find out that it's torn.
No.
Like, I've never seen somebody say, tape it up, we're going in.
Didn't Phillip Rivers do that in the AFC Championship game?
Was it sprained or was it torn?
Was it torn?
I thought it was.
She used the word ruptured. And so I guess the point is that, like, she knew the risks.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
It's not like, but you can still feel sympathy for her, of course. I mean, this was, but I think there's this feel that, you know, did she take a spot of somebody, or maybe they shouldn't have let her compete? And
she's Lindsey bleeping Vonn. You're not taking her off the team.
Well, and I don't even know how that works, because in alpine skiing, I don't think there are, like, quote, alternates just hanging out. Like, I don't think
on deck.
Yeah, that's not it.
Call.
There's not go to the bench.
Right.
Like, she's been dominating the World Cup tour, and she was a heavy favorite to win gold, and there wasn't any more qualified athlete, and of course she was going to give it a shot. This was before before the original crash in practice, and that the next American could have been on the team that didn't even, I don't know, they probably didn't even have enough points for qualification to be selected by the U.S. ski team. I don't know. But back to the original thought, which is, was this always going to end badly? Nobody really knew that. Now, when you watch it, and I did watch it, and I watched all of that competition, the speed and the angles that they have to hit,
it's pretty wild,
are unbelievable.
I didn't
because
realize,
she caught air, and I guess she tweaked a gate and it got her off balance. I think she just probably took a little bit of a rough angle, and then but watching that knee buckle. But I'm at the point now where this is, when you asked me on Friday or Thursday, you know, if you had one more chance, and, you know, if you weren't, I had to answer that question this way. How will it impact the rest of my life? The problem is she's 41, and she doesn't know how she's going to feel at 61 or 71. She won't know that. And this may be something that compromises her later in life that she can't even anticipate right now. But in the moment, fine Olympics, paying homage to her family, or like all that, it meant more to her to try than it didn't. And that, to me, does go in the category of courage. Like, I put it in there. It doesn't mean that, like, I'm trying to come up with a way to describe what she tried to do and why people are viewing it in a negative light.
I don't see it that way. I respect the heck heck out of what she did because, one, obviously she was banged up, but two, I think there's a couple things going on maybe in her mind. One, it's her age and realizing I may not have another crack at doing it on this type of stage. And two, there's just something really cool when it comes to representing your country. Bottom line. Like the pride that I think a lot of these people have in doing that, they're going to go out there and give it everything that they have, whether they're 100%, whether they're 70%. We got the World Baseball Classic coming up here in a few weeks. And there's guys on the Dominican team and on the Puerto Rican team that have said publicly that they would rather win that than win a World Series because it represents their country. And that means more to them. And so that type of pride, the adrenaline, the respect that you have for the history of your country and all of those things, I think, factor into what she was thinking and how she was feeling. And when you're 41, I think it's easier to make the decision that I'm going to go and maybe not sit it out than it is when you're 21 or 25 or whatever it is, because when you're at that age, you may be thinking, hey, there's a few more Olympics after this. I can stay healthy, maybe sit this one out and come back. She may not have that chance. And so I don't view it as selfish. I really don't. I don't know all the rules as far as the roster construction goes, if you will, but I know that she stamped her name in that realm of athletic and sports as one of the best. And I think they would have been foolish to take that away from her.
She took the risk. Was it a wild thing for all of us to think about? Anyone doing that? Yeah. And certainly she was doing it not for some career adulation or something to the point where she needed more attention. I don't view it that way. Some people have, but we're in that world now. We're in that world where if someone's not saying something mean, that they just don't want to say anything. Like, I just think, and maybe people have always been like this, but now we have all these avenues to see it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's louder. Yeah.
And it's okay. It doesn't mean that she's above criticism or critique in her choice.
But why would she be deserving of criticism?
I don't.
But what are they saying? Why?
The only thing that I could come up with is that it was a very unpopular thing that the Olympics and competition, knowing that she was competing on a ruptured ACL, was not anything that would have ended well.
It goes to what we have, like in maybe in any sport. Would you rather have 70 to 80% of this guy versus the guy or gal that could step up? And maybe that was the case. Maybe 65 to 70% Lindsey Vonn is better than the other option. I don't know.
We always complain, or not always, but some people want so much out of their athletes. Play hurt, toughen up. This is the playoffs. Surgeries for the off season. Like we do that, and we applaud all these athletes that put their bodies on the line for competition and then rip them when they do it.
Yeah,
I don't know why it came off that way. And I started to think like maybe it was an unpopular opinion because people think that there was the next American could have been on the team and did not have, meaning that there was an opportunity maybe that she was not the competitor that she was before the crash, and that her winning a medal was so far-fetched on that knee that now they're playing results. But imagine if she would have even made it down that hill, what that would have meant to her.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of the high-flying miles per hour that we see in this. It's crazy to see. Like, these guys and gals are going 65, 80 miles an hour around these slopes. It really is impressive, but I'm never going to look back at this situation specifically and think that she was selfish in any way.
She earned her spot.
Correct.
Through points in international competition and Olympic trials, and I think that people think that somehow the Olympics is some popularity contest that some committee gets in a room and says, we think you're good enough to be on the team.
She had to grind. And she grinded.
She deserved the spot or the chance to determine her own fate. While the result says it was stupid, she's going to have to live with it, and it sounds like she's going to.
She's good. She doesn't regret it.
Now,
no regrets.
25, 30 years from now, most people that suffer athletic injuries, you can ask them all, hey, if you had a chance to go back and do it again, would you?
Yes.
100%. They usually say yes.
I would.
If you're that kind of a competitor. All right, we're going to come back with our friend Tyvis Powell, the ultimate competitor, get his feeling on the Njoku departure and what it means for the Brownies next, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. Valentine's Day is about getting it right. When it comes to jewelry, you don't guess, you go to Diamond Seller. Nearly 80 years of trusted experts, luxury collections, and no pressure. Guy to guy, they make it easy. This Valentine's Day, shop Diamond Seller, Sawmill Road, Easton, or DiamondSeller.com.
Hey everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up, and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
When you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or in a medical mishap, there are many reasons to call Morgan & Morgan. But here's reason number 5. We try more cases than anyone in America by a wide margin. We are on approximately 150 dockets a week and win a lot. Go to forthepeople.com to see our verdicts and results. I believe our results give you the best chance of a fair, fast, and just settlement. Insurance companies know who we are by reputation. Imagine me doing this ad if it wasn't true. They would be laughing. Trust me, nobody is laughing. Their employees and adjusters often hire us when they're hurt. They know, and now you know. All law firms are not alike, not even close. With over $30 billion collected for our clients, we became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. When that happens, your heat leaks out and the cold gets in. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Act now and you'll get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a quote now at windownation.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
His Hawks got it done in predictable fashion, low-scoring defense, big plays defensively. That must have warmed his heart. Well, the former Hawk is with us now. He is the one and only Tyvis Powell. My man, congrats to your former squad. That had to feel good for you. And to have it be so defense-oriented, that must have made it feel even better for you.
I mean, it was right in Seattle's fashion. You know, you think about the LOB and when they won their first Super Bowl with winning, I think it was like 43-8 when they beat the Broncos. It was a defensive dominant game. And, you know, you think about this one, it had the same elements in there. I think that's the recipe. If you're going to win games in Seattle, the defense has to be good, and you got to have a really good running back.
Yeah, it was impressive, man. We were reacting to some of the conversation on ESPN where they were kind of ranking Sam Darnold now, where he is amongst, let's say, just for you, Tyvis, on the NFC side of things. So, like, in your mind, quickly, how many guys do you think you would have above Sam Darnold to start your team on the NFC side of the league right now?
Not that many, I'll tell you that. We was just talking about it on the Cleveland show. We have him at least top 10, right? Like, I know that.
In the entire league or the NFC?
In the entire league for the past 2 years, he got to be a top 10 quarterback. I mean, the man's thrown 60 touchdowns and like 26 picks or something like that. 60 touchdowns in the past 2 seasons, like that's ridiculous. That's unbelievable numbers there. So, I mean, it's hard to say other quarterbacks is playing as good. And I think I know he led the NFL in turnovers this year. I think he had 14 picks and 6 fumbles, but he went through the postseason and did nothing. He had 0 turnovers in the postseason. So to me, he's a guy who turned it on when he needed to turn it on. And again, they're not beating the Rams without him playing as well as he did. You know, I know in the Super Bowl it was what it was. It was a lot of Kenneth Walker, but I think that Sam Darnold he's got to be in that top half, at least in my personal opinion.
T, I think we talked to you last week right off the Monken press conference. I think we all agreed that was not leaning the Jim Schwartz way, and now he is gone. What is your feeling on the impact of this?
I think that is one of those things that he will be missed. I mean, you look at that defense and how they perform for both teams in that Super Bowl. That hire to me has become very important. Like, yeah, the head coach is important for sure, but now the next important thing is who's your DC? Because it's got to be a guy that's as good as Jim Schwartz or better, and you want to think about elevating that defense. It's hard to do that. I know that the more popular opinion is to go with a guy in-house, but, that guy in-house is just going to run the same thing that Jim Schwartz did. And even Jim Schwartz, as good as his defense was, there was 2 years ago when they went to the playoffs, the big thing was, they're not good on the road. This year it was, they don't get takeaways, and things like that. So, and it was a point where once Malik Collins went down, the run defense was a disaster. So, to me, I'm not opposed to them looking outside. I know the one guy for the Texans has become a hot candidate for them to look at. I can't think of what his name is right now, but I think they do need to bring somebody in that can at least add a wrinkle to this defense. I think that you understand that the Browns is a man-to-man team, and you understand that Myles Garrett was best served as a wide 9. I think we got that. Whoever the DC is has to understand that you have to play a lot of man, and Myles Garrett needs to operate out of a wide 9. But from that point on, I would love a guy to come in and put a wrinkle in it, maybe more twists, more stunts, more blitzes, and things like that. I would love for them to get creative in that. So I'm not opposed to them hiring a guy in-house, but I do want them to elevate this defense by getting another guy in there.
So we found out yesterday after we got out of here that David Njoku won't be a part of next year's team, and for the foreseeable future up there in Cleveland, he will be now a free agent. Your reaction to that and what you think it means for the offense now that he won't be there?
I think that was to be expected. I think that once you see how Harold was playing and David Njoku got hurt, and even when he wasn't hurt, it wasn't the same David Njoku that it always once was. You can see that his play has declined. And whether people agree with the Browns and how they do certain things, I will give them credit on this part. When they move off of a player, that player has not left and gone on to do better things outside of Baker Mayfield and maybe Jacoby Brissett, so the quarterback position. But if you're talking about anything outside of the quarterback position, typically when the Browns move off of a guy, it's for the right reason. Like, that guy's pretty much done.
Are you good with the Browns passing on the quarterback position in the first 2 or 3 rounds of this draft? Or do you think that Ty Simpson or Nussmeier or anybody out there would tempt them?
I think it could be – you got to let the whole thing play out. Like, obviously, you got to see the combine and all of those things. But I don't think there's a bona fide guy that they'll be sold on. I think that the best case scenario is that to play Shedeur this season for the simple fact that, again, if he does well, you got a guy that you can win with for the next few years. If he doesn't play well, now you can move up in the draft and get your guy. But I think there's enough smoke and mirrors there with him that you can move forward, and there's enough guys believing in Shedeur. I just had this black truck walk up on me, and then I didn't know who it was. It so happened to be Cardale Jones, and he looks terrible.
Okay. I just was worried that somebody was going to it's like a scene in Old School or something where you're going to get thrown in a van.
Well, I'm in Cleveland. I'm using his Tesla, and apparently he's in Cleveland. He's in Cleveland, and he left something in the car. So this big blacked out truck just pulled up on me and just walked up on me. I was about to get out and I was going to tell y'all, hold on, and y'all was going to hear some commotion.
What is he tracking you? He loaned you a Tesla, and now he's just tracking you?
Well, he does track the Tesla. Okay. He can control it all from his phone, so he can cut the thing off if he wanted to.
If Derek Carr were to unretire, and I told you the Browns could get him for a nominal trade, would you do it?
I mean, that's fine. I think that's fine. I think that the key for the Browns this offseason is to build up everything outside of the quarterback position. I think that's where I'm at. I think there's so much offensive line problems. There's so much skill position problems on the offensive side of the ball that the quarterback, it doesn't matter. You go get Tom Brady, he's not making his team that much better. He's not. I'm sorry, because I think that the problem is the offensive line is not good enough to protect, and I also don't think that we have enough guys on the outside to win consistently enough. So I think that you can go get any quarterback you want, I don't think you'll necessarily get a good look at who that guy could be because of the fact that the other parts of the offense isn't aligned. So to me, I think the best thing to try to do this year is try to align that, try to upgrade those positions, particularly the offensive line and the wide receiver room. I do think that this is the worst time because draft-wise, this draft is shaping up to not have a bunch of left tackles or offensive linemen that you can build around. And the wide receiver position, to me, I think it's about 4 guys that I can see coming in day one and making a difference. The other guys, I think that they're wide receiver 2s or has to work on a little bit more of their game to be effective in the NFL. So it's a difficult time for the Browns to be trying to boost up their offense.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We were locking in on the wide receiver position, and we were kind of going down the same path with you that we could probably see them adding a young wide receiver. And then we were talking about some of the free agent wide receivers that are going to be available. And we brought up like Mike Evans, Debo. Those guys may not even want to come to Cleveland right now. But the guy I wanted to ask you about is Jawan Jennings. If you found out that they were interested in Jawan Jennings, would you be on board with them bringing him in as a talent on the outside?
Is Shelby Harris going to be a part of the roster?
Right.
Yeah, it was a little. I forgot who got hurt, but whatever was said, Myles Garrett and Shelby, and there was a lot of words there. I don't know how that will really go over in the locker room. It might be a fight day one, so I don't know if he's the guy that's going to be on the Browns roster.
Is it the fact that he punched him, or is it where he punched him that you're?
No, that's with Carolina that happened.
Right.
With the Carolina. With the Browns, there was something that happened. Somebody got hurt when the 49ers played the Browns, and he said something, and Myles Garrett and Shelby all got into like a little shoving match with him.
It was Malik Collins.
Well, then that's who it was. Yeah, and then Shelby after the game was like, I'm surprised he only got hit in the balls. He should have got hit in the mouth by now. Like, it was like he said it was some things that you're not supposed to say to another man type thing like that. So I don't think it will work in the locker room with a Jawan.
It was like when Carmelo Anthony was trying to hunt down, was it Kevin Garnett at Madison Square Garden when he was talking about Lala, talking about his wife. Like certain things you just don't say.
Something about you should taste like Honey Nut Cheerios or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what was said.
All right. I went low blow. He went a little more direct in his illustration. Well done, T. We appreciate you. You and Cardale have a great rest of the afternoon.
Y'all as well. Go Bucks, go Cavs, go Browns.
Can't say it
go
anymore.
Jackets. Free Class A.
Wow, still.
Free Class A. Take Ortiz because he snitches. So take Ortiz and free Class A.
Wow, I really thought you were going to retire it today after 48 games.
I'm standing behind it. It's a lie.
Suspicious pitches in 48 games, and you're still on his side. All
Ortiz,
right.
Or take Ortiz, free Class A.
See you, my man. Be well.
See ya.
That's our guy, Tyvis Powell, with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangus Hotline.
Yeah, that story was when Kevin Garnett was talking trash to Carmelo when he was with Lala. I'm sure you've seen his wife, not former wife, but I guess Kevin Garnett was saying like, hey, your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. Yeah. And then after the game, there was this big brouhaha behind the scenes. Police had to get involved because that's disrespect. And Melo was trying to hunt KG down. Mm-hmm. That's the type of trash talk that happens out there in basketball. Pretty wild, isn't it?
And you love it.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do. And then sometimes it crosses a line like you did last night in Charlotte with that fight. I don't know if you saw that. Between the Pistons and the Hornets.
They got a lot of dudes suspended in that one.
I mean, my goodness. Isaiah Stewart he is always in the mix, to say the least. Crazy stuff.
We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin, and we'll let you know what the latest odds are now of Jake Diebler's boys making the big dance. Rothman and Ice and the Fan. Didn't the Seahawks release you twice?
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Chronic pain can make life feel impossible. But at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough that's giving people real hope. Stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
That's Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
Been around for about 30 years in Europe. now it's really taken a real foothold. People are tired of just using pills that really cover everything up and they don't really heal.
This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response.
It's about giving hope, right? That there are options.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Your first treatment is only $49. Call for your consultation here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics. 380-208-4544.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with $299% financing for up to 72 months, plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or at least a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
All right, so the drama is starting to build with Ohio State basketball when it comes to March Madness. And I know a lot of people are out there, oh, if he doesn't make it, you know, they got to start thinking about a new coach. I'm not going to judge a guy's season before it's over. And I do think this is Ross's hire, so I certainly feel like he has faith in Jake to be the guy. And now I know this team was supposed to take that step, so I'm not going to deny that. They went to the portal. They felt they found the right guys, but they've had some injuries, and they're trying to manage it like everybody else. And where the real true investment is in Ohio State basketball, besides kind of their core, I'm not really privy to, and that's something we have to kind of dig into. But as of now, Ohio State would be the first team out. They're in the first 4 out, and they kind of lead that. So there's drama around this team.
Mm-hmm. with some opportunities to scoop up some quad one wins. That's the good part, right? Hearing what you said is not great right now, that if we started the tournament today, which we're not, that they wouldn't be in, but you look at some of the meat that's left on the bone, they can still make some noise. You got three
It's
ranked
a gauntlet.
Might be. You got 3 ranked opponents left, that being Virginia at Michigan State, which we know is a very tough venue to play at, and then you host Purdue as well. And so not all hope is lost, but it's obviously an uphill climb at this point.
It's a gauntlet. The line that we're drawing for them just to make the tournament, I think, is its own conversation. Like, the sad reality is that's what we're looking for. Can you just be a part of it?
Let's get to the party.
And then once you get in, could you make some noise? And anybody can. That's the beauty of that tournament. Now, Las Vegas suddenly thinks that they're not going to make it. So if you wanted to bet Ohio State to make the NCAA tournament right now, they're plus 130. So that implies about a 40-plus percentage chance of making it. If you wanted to bet them not to make it, it's minus 165. So
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think there's value in the plus 130. I would actually roll the dice that they will make it, and I think there's some decent value there still. Now, this all depends on what other teams do as well. Like, if you don't pick off one of these big boys, you just win the games maybe you're supposed to win. And I don't even know how many of those really exist on the supposed to win. But I do think that Wisconsin and Indiana at home are big opportunities for them, because those teams are kind of in that realm too. Now, they used to be. I think Wisconsin's certainly done themselves, even though they lost at Indiana.
They're right there, to your point, AR, in the middle of the conference. I mean, Wisconsin's 8-4, Indiana's 8-6.
But they're both considered top 10 seeds in the tournament right now.
Correct. Yeah. And so, if you want to zoom out from the ranked opponents and lock in on those can be helpful. But obviously, the boost they need is one of those big boys, or if you want to label any of those big boys, I think Sparty would be one of those, because Michigan State, you look at how they're playing right now in the environment in which you would have to play in to get that win, them being 20-4 overall and 10-3. And, Michigan State's 12-2 at home. So that's the tough part, right? Is going into that venue is a very, very tough thing to do. So we'll see what they put together.
They're having a problem right now in my mind, him tapping into the toughness of this team. And I'm not equating toughness to playing hard. There's a difference. And I think that they're not physical enough. And when they go small, they get hurt on the glass. Yeah. And when they get teams that are bigger than them, they're hurt there. And then they've got to shoot their way into these games and try to win them with jump shots. And now they have guys that can shoot it. They do. And Bruce can get to the mid-range, and he can make his shots, and Mobley's a sharpshooter, and Devin can hit his shots as well. And we've been looking something for the bench, and we got Chapman. Like, they've actually evolved a little bit what they were, but make no mistake, the pressure is on this team. And I think Jake's trying to tap into a certain toughness element that he certainly didn't see against Michigan. And there's no shame in losing to Michigan. They're a really good team. It's the way they lost. Michigan played that thing from whistle to whistle. And I don't think Ohio State did. Now, when you're down 15 or 18 in the final couple minutes, the game is essentially over. Right. But I think he wants a team that is going to live and die on the floor a little more than they are.
No doubt.
And the rebounding, again, they just got torched on the boards by Johnson Jr. of Michigan. What's your best Jake Diebler soundbite you want to spin for us?
Talk about the big home crowd and how he gave them nothing to cheer for against Michigan.
We've been, since I got the job and our schedule came out in year one, we've worked really hard to get a game like that, right? Communication with the Big Ten and weekend game and big stage. And so I'm grateful that, Buckeye Nation did their part. They came, they were loud. We didn't do our part and give them those opportunities to help us get over the hump a couple of games. That's on us. So I think, the atmosphere was really good. We need it. We need that. It can be really helpful. We'll do our part on Wednesday. I've got great confidence in that. But we need that continuing on, because we got some big-time home games yet to come.
My parents sent me a picture from the game. I was not there, but they sent me a picture of, the entire upper bowl being filled, basically.
Yeah. Felt that way on TV. I know we had Adam King on yesterday, and he spoke to the buzz that was in the building. He did mention that, there's some maybe far too many go blue chants in the building. But as far as the energy, they got that from the crowd. And it's always good to hear from the coaches and players, the ownership on their part. AR, you brought up something that was real in that game, right? Just the physical presence of Michigan was at a higher level than it was for Ohio State. And, Michigan had 43 rebounds in the game. 16 of those were on the offensive end. And you don't ever want to give second chance opportunities to any team, but let alone one of the top 5 teams in the country, and Michigan was able to clean up there. So I'm sure Coach Diebler has been honing in on that. As he touched on, they got a big time opportunity on Wednesday against USC at home at 6:30.
It's a massive game.
Yeah.
Because if the Big Ten is going to get 10 teams in, they're not getting both USC and Ohio State. Right. I doubt it. And so you have to win this game at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, while I'm in the camp of do they need to pick off a big boy to really solidify things? Yeah. But if they can protect home court against USC, Wisconsin, and Indiana, that's going to go a long way for them.
I agree.
To get 10 teams in. And we are getting 10. And I don't know if we are getting 10, but Ohio State needs to be one of those 10. And if you look at where the standings are, Wisconsin, Indiana, USC, and Ohio State, they're all right there. And so I wouldn't think all 4 of them are getting in.
So 8 games to go. They got to start locking in. So they'll have 4 at home. One of those is neutral site against Virginia down there in Nashville. So picking up this one on Wednesday is paramount.
It is. I'm just going back and forth in my mind on whether that was more about Michigan than it was about. Why are you guys laughing?
Because he looked at me when I said Paramount. I think he's on the fence about that siren.
Paramount. That's not. I think we need to change the criteria of how often a word is used.
Okay.
In normal conversation.
I'll leave that up to you guys.
That's way down there.
I think he wanted to fire it off, but I'll leave it up to you guys.
Hey, he said it's way down there. So
was it Paramount Plus or was it just?
Hey, they got some bangers on Paramount Plus right now. Bangers.
Like what?
Those Peacock.
Oh, they got Landman, Mayor of Kingstown. They got all that good stuff.
I want to see that Tulsa King. I didn't watch that. Was that?
I heard that was really good. Yeah. That's Sylvester Stallone. In that. Yeah. So they got some good stuff on Paramount Plus for sure.
South Park. All right. So we'll get into what we were going to dive into this about the Super Bowl and all the controversy around it. We never got to talk about commercials. About if you had to tag yourself to one, like which one was your favorite. We'll hit that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Men, the new year is here. And if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Oh, what? Just cleared that drain last week.
At the Waterworks, we mean clean, which means we don't just clear your drain, we actually clean it. Get your drains good as new with the Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today, we're in my showroom to demonstrate how efficient our windows are.
Whew, it's really cold in here, Wilson.
We call that eco-friendly organic air conditioning.
Drafty windows are a major problem for energy bills and comfort. It's one of the biggest reasons why people get Pella windows.
It really is a problem, Leslie. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, looking like a beanbag with legs.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. On the ice from Milan Cortina, Team USA and Canada meet in a potential preview of the women's hockey gold medal game at 2:10. The game features 7 Buckeyes, including junior Joy Dunn, who has scored twice for the Americans. Curling, U.S. took silver in mixed doubles, falling to Sweden 6-5. Luge, Ashley Farquharson took bronze for Team USA in the women's singles. Medal count currently, Norway and Italy are tied with 11 total medals. U.S. and Japan tied with 7. College hockey, Ohio State goaltender Sam Hillebrand was named Big Ten First Star of the Week, stopping 37 of 42 shots in the Buckeye sweep of Minnesota last weekend. And in baseball, 42-year-old 3-time Cy Young winner Justin Verlander is reuniting with the Tigers on a 1-year deal. This update is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, final hour of the program. Ryan Roberts, NFL Draft, A to Z Sports. Bottom of the hour at 2:30. And it feels like every, halftime Super Bowl show that's happened over the last decade or whatever, or more, we've always come in on that Monday and graded it. Right? Like, you're grading it on the performance or on the songs or whether you like it or not. It's so subjective, right? Whatever it is. This one obviously became very political, but the fact is, if I was just judging this on what it was, I thought, okay, very elaborate production, pretty cool. Like, I've never seen
a real marriage happen during this. Like, those weren't actors.
Married?
So I guess the story is that couple had reached out to Bad Bunny and invited him to their wedding, and he was busy on tour doing whatever. And he said, I can't do that.
Just a random couple?
Yeah, just a random couple. He said, I can't do that, but what I will do for you is make you a part of my halftime show. So that was a real marriage that happened, I guess, during the performance, which I thought was pretty cool.
The production of it was amazing, right? The whole value of that, of him going through the whole thing and climbing telephone poles and whatever else, all right? The music did nothing for me. I didn't even, half the time, I didn't even know if he was singing. It felt like he was almost just talking. But whatever, that's my opinion on just judging it from a musical standpoint. But for the same music that I would love, somebody else may think that's garbage. So from a performance standpoint, it kept your attention. Obviously, it was an attention getter as far as all the stuff. Now, if I'm grading his music versus, Michael Jackson or somebody else that years ago, I'd be like, it doesn't even hold a candle to it. But that's my opinion. That's just, but everything else went sideways because of it. And it felt like, because I was at the Super Bowl in L.A. that had Eminem and Snoop Dogg, and you and I did 20 minutes on that.
The debate whether or not Snoop Dogg was going to have a blunt lit on the stage, and I think I won.
No, I don't think you did. It was backstage.
He was on the set,
but it wasn't part of the performance.
That was lit.
You predicted that he would take a puff on the air in front of 100 million people.
That wasn't my prediction.
I'm pretty sure that's what was implied.
That was going to be on the set. Either we call it a draw. We'll call that one a draw. But that was a good one. That I enjoyed. Listen, the Bad Bunny thing. It was a vibe for me. I like the energy. I like seeing Cardi B and Ricky Martin and Lady Gaga and all that. I thought it was pretty good energy around it.
Took me a second or two to identify Rick. Like, I was like, wait a minute. That guy looks familiar.
It's Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
That's Ricky Martin. And so I was talking to one of my friends, like, who do you want to see next do a halftime show? And I threw out, I think Drake is going to get one. Taylor Swift will get one as well.
But Travis has to be retired for that.
Don't they pay?
Why?
Because I think that she would leave open the opportunity that he would be playing in the game. Because that's something you got to commit to months in advance. Mm-hmm. And so I think if he were playing in the game, she'd want to be fully committed to watching
I could see that. Do you think she'll get one, though?
Oh, I'm sure that they would love to offer it. She can basically just decide whether she wants to or not.
Those are the two that I've thought of, AR, that I think in time will do a Super Bowl halftime show that haven't done one yet. You got anybody you would want to see?
You know what? Honestly, I look at the halftime show as a nice bridge to get to each half, a chance to go refill my bowl of chili or whatever. And
is that what you had on Sunday?
Yeah, I did have Sunday.
Okay, nice.
It was pretty darn good.
What if Steely Dan was performing?
Okay. Would be the Asia album. The fact that I pulled that is amazing.
A little shredded cheese and chives on top of your chili. Crackers in there.
Oysters.
Oyster crackers.
By the
That's
way,
his thing. He loves them.
There's
oyster cracker.
I can eat those.
I've seen you crush them.
Just package after package. I think they got to be so bad for you just like
They're
nothing
good,
there. They're amazing.
How do you dress up your chili, though?
I didn't really dress it up.
Oh, okay.
I was offered sour cream and I passed.
Okay.
And it was filling enough. I didn't need to put a dollop of sour cream on there.
We used to do cornbread and chili.
Okay, amazing.
That combination.
Yeah. A very cornbread with anything I think works.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So really, and I looked at it as,
well, who would move the needle for you?
Yeah, for you. Like, who do you want to see?
Because you basically just punted on the whole idea of a halftime show, saying,
oh, it's my bathroom break.
Yeah. I'm in the kitchen gathering my second half snacks.
I'm not locked in. I can hear it. I can see it.
Oh, but you got to be locked into that.
You guys are the music guys. I'm
just saying, like, you can't think of an artist that would make you sit
Jamaica.
down.
All right, so we didn't go to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And when we went to the Sphere in Vegas, U2 was there.
Okay.
And that was big for me. I wanted to go. In my era, that was the best band of the last 20 years, and so I liked it. And they played the Super Bowl before. But anyway, there was in Santa Clara, supposedly, and I haven't double checked this, there was a small, like, intimate gathering, like a theater of maybe 1,000 people or whatever it was, and Sting was doing a concert. And I was offered the chance to go to this. Mm-hmm. And I am more disappointed in that than not going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for you, you would have been in heaven.
So that would be
those
it
couple
for me.
hours.
You know what's funny? In that joke, instead of Steely Dan, I almost said the Police.
Yeah, you should have.
I might have been right if I said that.
Another one who I think will get one is Lil Wayne. And I think the one in New Orleans, how he didn't get it, I don't understand. He's from New Orleans. It was on a tee.
Well, Prince didn't. Trying to think, was Prince? I want to know if he was alive. He didn't get
the one in Minnesota.
He would have. Okay,
he was dead.
He would have been in Minnesota. He would have gotten the Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
that's why I thought Lil Wayne should have gotten the one in New Orleans.
I actually don't like whenever there's like an event like that where they like over localize it like that, where it becomes like too like the New Orleans like. I remember
He's
like the national anthem was like really jazzy and stuff. And I'm sure Harry Connick Jr. was involved somehow.
So you didn't like the LA one either, because those were all LA legends.
That's
Mary
right.
J. Blige, Dr. Dre,
They
Snoop
are, but
Dogg.
they're so universal. Like
yeah, that doesn't like feel.
But I'm saying that
niche.
But
like,
to your point, though,
the Las Vegas draft was very Vegas-y.
But
Maddie's right. They did do the one in LA. They did do very LA
they're
style.
all LA artists.
But they also the set was
honest to
very.
goodness,
Yes, it was.
I guess I just didn't even realize that.
You know what I've noticed too is you don't like any type of hometown lovey-dovey story, whether it's athletes coming home, artists performing at home. He's just out
Justin
on that.
Verlander, congratulations on your retirement tour.
He just signed with Detroit, but I think Lil Wayne will get one too.
Well, St. Louis, living in St. Louis for 2 years really damaged the whole concept of civic pride for me. Like I like a little bit of it, but like that city overdoses on it.
Okay.
So like, for example, it's now MLB free agency. MLB free agency talk in St. Louis radio is talking about let's bring back the players who were here 6 years ago because those are the only names we know, and we don't even bother doing the research of other players in the league.
So you're a little scarred by that.
A little bit.
Okay.
But I just, when something feels like almost hokey in a way, where like it's really overdone to the point where it's too noticeable and doesn't feel natural, that's when like, for example, the LA one, I didn't even make the connection that those were all West Coast artists. I'm sure people who are like bigger rap bands than me probably like just saw the people and were like, oh, LA. But like when it becomes like,
Eminem was there. He's not.
He's a Detroit
no,
guy.
there you go.
From 8 Mile.
But when it becomes like too overdone to where it's like we have a whole theme, that's where it's like, okay, we're just trying to fit a theme, and like that it becomes a little bit tacky to me.
I don't think Lil Wayne in New Orleans for me would have been tacky. I think that would have just been really organic with him growing up there. And look, he's one of the all-time rappers, ever.
And rap is so commercial that I think rap could actually like get away with like me not noticing. But like again, anything that is New Orleans related, Harry Connick Jr. is front and center. And it's like, each city kind of has their own mascots.
I feel like that's kind of faded a little bit. I think he's faded a little bit, right? Or am I wrong in that? He was damn big.
He was.
And then it was like, I felt like Michael Bublé kind of knocked him off the block a little bit.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Where were you on the commercial?
The ones that stuck with me, the Dunkin' commercial was good.
Okay, so the 90s sitcom.
There you go. Anything Boston related, it's got to have Affleck, got to have Damon.
Goodwill Duncan or whatever
They've done a good job with them, though. Like, I think they've done a good job with...
That's also...
like as you mentioned, the 90s sitcom, and then Brady popping up, and then the one with Bruce Arians and Gronk popped me. I got to laugh there.
That was... Do you know what it was for?
The prostate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I laughed when that happened. So those two have stuck with me.
I thought the T-Mobile InSync one...
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good.
Was self-deprecating enough that it really worked.
It was good.
Right. And I also thought I know this is AI, but I thought the Xfinity Jurassic Park was good. I liked that. Now, the Hellman's mayonnaise squirt Neil Diamond style, that was a little odd.
I don't know what was happening there.
Yeah, like
I don't know what was happening there.
Yeah. Oh, and I like the Bud Light keg roll, cheese roll down the mountain.
Solid.
That was
Real
good.
solid.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I feel like they were better back in the day.
But the themes were good, like the Pepsi.
Maddie's becoming a back in my day guy. I like
Maddie, but
get off my lawn energy for me.
The Pepsi polar
Yell at a
bears
cloud, Maddie.
caught on the Jumbotron was good.
Okay, yes.
The couple that was caught, the polar bears,
Yes.
I thought that was good.
Okay, not enough movie trailers for me, AR.
Well, they
There's a
started with
couple.
Scream 7, and then there was a Spielberg one.
By the way,
right out of the gate.
how much money has the creator of Scream made? Because those been going for decades now, right?
I didn't like the beginning before. It was either right before the coin toss or right after. It was like Scream 7. That doesn't get you. I mean, this is like This is our event, right? And we're going to start with Scream 7. I don't need that going into my Super Bowl. And then there was something about another ad where the guy's like a dog dying or something. Like, this is how I started the Super Bowl.
Kevin Williamson is the creator of the Scream movies, and the Scream franchise is worth nearly $1 billion at global box office.
Yeah, not bad.
Yep.
There you go. All right. The fact that I thought the other thing that jumped in my mind was WeatherTech can afford a Super Bowl ad. My goodness. How much money have they brought in on floor mats?
Yeah.
A
Pretty
Super
expensive.
Bowl ad.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're doing well for themselves. To say
Yeah,
the
I would
least.
say so.
To say the least.
All right. Mike Vrabel still kind of lamenting over the game, but not in the way you would think. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Matty Ice here. If you're looking for the perfect Valentine's Day gift, my friends at the McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have just the thing for that special someone. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Equinox LT for $209 a month for 36 months with $4,819 due at signing, or financing is more your style. You can grab it for $379 a month. Terms and restrictions apply. McDaniel GM Superstore has been family owned for over 100 years. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
If your garage door's been around since dinosaurs first started escaping theme parks, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For over 30 years, we've been transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Increasing clouds today with stray showers possible. Otherwise, it's going to be warm with highs soaring into the mid to upper 40s. For tonight, mostly cloudy with lows down into the 20s. And then for Wednesday, expect mostly cloudy skies with daytime highs in the mid 30s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Sometimes when you lose a Super Bowl, and I feel like as convincingly as the Patriots lost it, I never felt there were fleeting moments where they were in the game. And if this would have happened, if they would have scored, if this, if that, then they're in the game.
What's the saying? If fists were fists, we all be drunk?
That's
Something
right.
like that? Yeah.
And I feel like that team, I'm a little surprised that in 2 weeks to prepare.
If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
That's right.
Is that Tomlin?
This wasn't a trap game. This is Super Bowl. You have 2 weeks.
Right. No doubt. Yeah.
You knew the strengths of Seattle. So I can sit here and say no one would have, I could have given him 4 weeks and the outing, and it wouldn't have changed the outcome. Yeah. Part of me believes that's true. That there's only so much you can do. You can't change your players, but I didn't think they did anything to adjust and try to neutralize Seattle's pass rush at all. Now, Seattle was getting home with 4, so I'll give them credit. There wasn't a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
They were just getting blasted. And so Vrabel is talking about now defending Will Campbell and the fact that, would it be better to move him inside? And Vrabel's like, listen, the guy's 22. We're not going to just drastically make a decision here. And he's trying to back his guy.
Yeah, he's trying to infuse some confidence in the young guy that's had a rough season. He's been injured. And then when they needed him to really lock in the most important games, he just didn't perform well. So it's one of those things for me to where I hear what he's saying, but I'm going to follow their actions because it was glaring that he wasn't ready for this moment. He may not ever be ready for this moment. And I want to say when he was coming out of LSU, there were questions about the arm length that he had as a left tackle. I have to go back and read some of that stuff, but that stuff was playing
you're on it.
through my mind that his arms were short-ish for a left tackle, and he wouldn't be able to get out there and block some of those guys, and that it showed itself. And so he
was the guy that showed up in that beautiful, the 6'2", double-breasted, whatever the suit. Remember? He did a really good interview, I remember.
Oh, you did like that. I do remember us playing some of that.
I remember that.
For sure.
He actually had a good interview, but I'm with you on that.
It's one of those things, that I'm going to follow their actions because the tape was pretty bad. And maybe there is life for him inside at guard where he could be a really good guard instead of a left tackle. But you don't want to throw any doubt out in the atmosphere right now if you're Mike Vrabel that we got to make a change based off of what we've seen. But let's just follow their actions as we get into free agency in the draft.
And he was picked 4.
Yeah, very expensive draft pick.
Yeah. So let's just keep that in mind that the criticism is real for a guy drafted that high. All right, TLC, what else did Vrabel say about post-Super Bowl?
Here is what went wrong.
We couldn't gain any rhythm, field position. We got to get into drives better offensively. Defensively, we've been really good against the run lately, and we weren't. And, again, we were just playing catch-up. And we did a great job in the red zone, and we competed. But unfortunately, I think the turnovers, ultimately costed us. And I appreciate the way that the guys offensively battled and competed, but just not enough consistent exception.
And so a lot of the chatter online has been about the schedule with the Patriots because they had far and away the easiest strength of schedule in the NFL. They played a million head coaches who ended up getting fired, so that was a bit of a punchline. Then they play the Chargers, and the Chargers are missing both offensive tackles. They play Houston, right at the time where C.J. Stroud develops into the worst quarterback we have ever seen, and then they played Denver.
A weather game too, right?
Yeah, where it was raining sideways in that game. And then we had the Denver game where it was snowy against a backup quarterback. And so, it's tough to say that a team that made it all the way to the Super Bowl got exposed, but some of the conversation online is that the Patriots got exposed a little bit. And so where do we go from here is my question, because I'm not big on the Super Bowl hangover. I'm not saying it's impossible at all, but I think that's just like a quick thing to say. But they do profile as somebody like, wow, every single thing went so well in that team's favor, and that's not how the NFL works. So do you see a course correction coming in the future for the Patriots, or do you think, hey, first-year head coach, second-year quarterback, like they're way ahead of schedule, they're going to be even better 3 years from now?
My original thought is no, that they're not built to last for this year. I'm not saying they'll never be able to lean into their team and grow it, but I'm buying more of what you're saying, that this season was lightning in a bottle in a way, that they did benefit with the schedule. Now, I don't want to take it all away from Drake May. He had an MVP-type year for the team they had, and they exceeded expectations. So I'm not going to circle around and now just crush them because I didn't expect him to be this good anyway. But if you're asking me whether they're more like a 9-8 team versus what they were, I'm going to lean into that. They don't seem to me like they certainly don't have enough where it counts now on the offensive line. Drake May saved their butts with his feet a lot of times.
Yeah,
he's got a good future. He does,
for sure.
I don't think anybody would deny that.
Yeah, he's going to be a dude.
But I think this season, and I do like the fact that they don't have a ton of free agents, and Van Vrabel certainly is a competitor and a great coach. So maybe it's counterintuitive for me to think that the Patriots are suddenly going to be the team to beat. They're not the team to beat.
They're not that for me, but I don't know if I see a major step back for them in a couple of reasons.
They were 14-3.
Correct. And, you guys touched on a couple of the big ones. Whenever you get the head coach quarterback situation figured out, to me, that's a strong building block to have. Also, too, I think when you look at that division right now, I don't think there's really going to be anybody pushing them outside of Buffalo. And so they're going to have, I think, a chance to do well in their division. One thing I do want to give them credit for, and you guys mentioned the schedule, and that absolutely is a fact that I can't push back on too much, but they were 8-0 on the road this year. And I don't care who you're playing in the NFL. Winning on the road is a tough thing to do. So to go undefeated on the road this year, to me, is really impressive. They just have to get young playmakers to grow with Drake May. I always think Mike Vrabel's going to have that defense in order, and that's going to be a stout unit. So to have that, I think, going in to every single week is going to be a big-time thing. But now, when you go back to the bottom of the mountain, have to try again to climb all the way back up again to the top, and next year you're going to be talking about a refreshed Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar and all these teams on that side of the conference. Life, no doubt, is going to be more difficult for them. And so it doesn't matter who you are. When you get to that point to where you're 4 quarters away, you obviously have to cash in. And so I think they will take a bit of a step back, but it's also not going to surprise me again next year if they win that division.
So I think that part is a good point about the division. And while I agree with you saying that winning anywhere in the NFL is big, especially on the road, when they beat Cincinnati, it wasn't Burrow, it was Flacco. And now I'm not going to take winning at Buffalo away from them, but Buffalo's defense was really poor. And Diggs was able to torch them in that game.
I know. They were the only team in the NFL that was undefeated on the road this year. Second best record was a team that they just lost to in the Super Bowl in Seattle, and they were 8-1. And so I hear what you're saying, but to me that's impressive. Is going around the league and all these venues and coming out of there with wins.
I feel like when they won, it was on the trying to think of the Tampa game. Who went off? Was that? Is that Travion that went off in that Tampa game?
That sounds right.
Yeah, he went off in the Tampa game.
The game where he was pointing to the end zone, should I go in or get down?
And then, and Diggs goes off in the Buffalo game. And,
and you got to have those, right?
You do have to
have those type of performances.
They ran into a great team, so I don't want to overreact because that they look so poor in the Super Bowl that suddenly they're a nothing team. They're not. Boy, they're missing it in some places now to be able to sustain.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where their attention will be. The offensive line was a major problem.
It was.
Especially in the playoffs. This guy was sacked 20 times.
Most ever in the postseason.
Most ever in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And somehow their defense was good enough to make sure they advanced.
They threw that graphic up there, AR, of the, quarterbacks and teams with the most sacks in the postseason. And I believe either going in or either still coming out that the Bengals were number one when they went to the Super Bowl.
Gave up 9 against the Titans and won.
Yeah,
that's right.
And they had 20-plus or at least 20 in that run, too. And they still were almost there.
Yeah.
Till they weren't, till Aaron Donald wrecked that game.
And then there was kind of a phantom hold on the other drive.
Just that play.
Yeah.
It sticks with me, and I'm not even a Bengal fan to see Jamar's wide open. Probably hoisting the Lombardi. Crazy.
We're going to come back in 2 minutes. Ryan Roberts from A to Z Sports. So we'll zero in on the draft, and we'll see if he identifies anybody that Cleveland could identify in this draft to help him at the ultimate position. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Working your way through that home projects list, more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks, trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up, and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Our man, Ryan Roberts, NFL Draft, covers college football as well, A to Z Sports. And he's with us now, courtesy of the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Ryan, welcome back.
I appreciate it, guys. How are you?
Outstanding. Let's attack the question that we just tackled here on our show. Are the Patriots just a little more offensive line help away from staying right there and challenging for the Super Bowl year in, year out? Or did this perfect year of scheduling combination with some help in the playoffs make them better than they are?
I think like most things, it's a little bit of a combination, but I kind of go more towards the latter of your question there, because I do think that, let's call it what it is. Like, everything did kind of fall into their way this season. You mentioned what the regular season strength of schedule was. Obviously, Denver Broncos with Bo Nix out. Like, they had a lot of things going in their way, in their favor. But that being said, like, they do have a lot of stabilizing forces that give you optimism for the future. You have a franchise quarterback who I know struggled in the playoffs, but in his second year, being able to navigate a team to the playoffs, I think is huge. You have Mike Vrabel, who I think is a very good coach, and I do think that you have some pieces in other spots that give you optimism for the future. But I think it goes a little bit beyond just offensive line help, being able to protect him. I do think that you could add another wide receiver to that offense. I do think that defensively you can add a defensive lineman or two. Like, I do think there's some spots roster-wise that can still be upgraded to help create that sustainability. But I do think whenever you have a head coach and a quarterback in place, you have the opportunity to do that. But I do think there is definitely some retooling that does need to happen and can happen this offseason.
So let's bring you into Ohio and let's start down in Cincinnati. It's been a pretty quiet offseason right now for the Bengals. Some chatter out there that maybe they're going to extend Chase Brown, but here they are sitting in the 10-hole of the first round of this year's NFL draft. When you look at their roster construction at the moment, what you've seen from them over the last season or two, picking at 10, where could you see, or maybe where do you think the Bengals need to be going as far as trying to add to their roster?
Yeah, I feel like I keep mock drafting them, either a defensive tackle or Caleb Downs, like in every opportunity we have, because when it comes to Downs, obviously the safety out of Ohio State, he's a player that is pretty inarguably a top 5-ish player in this class, but the conversation point always goes to, the safety valuation. I mean, we've seen several very talented safeties over the last few years drop in the draft just based upon the position they play. So having his style of more of an alley runner, short zone, mid-hole type of safety, that's a role that does tend to kind of dip in the draft a little bit. So I'm curious to see if a team goes a little bit earlier, but if he's there in top 10, at number 10 to the Cincinnati Bengals, I think that he would be a really interesting mix into their team. Because honestly, last year I thought that Cincinnati was targeting Xavier Watts to try to get him at some point in the draft, obviously with Al Golden and their relationship. But a year later, I think that you still need to upgrade kind of the middle of the field to find a safety that can be an impact player. So Caleb Downs would be a very interesting name, but I think otherwise, a defensive tackle in that spot, I think would also be super interesting. There's a Peter Woods for Clemson, even though I know Cincinnati fans probably would shudder a little bit at another Clemson player, Clemson defensive lineman specifically, but I do think that he would offer a lot of upside, even though he didn't have the best 2025 season, a little bit of chaos in the middle. Do you want to take an early swing on a guy like a Caleb Banks, who's off to a really strong start for Florida, but was limited most of the 2025 season due to a foot injury? I think defensive tackle, though, safety, I think just kind of upgrading the middle of the field defensively would be a huge help for a defense that needs a lot of upgrading.
Ryan Roberts, our guest from A to Z Sports here on Rothman and Ice. All right, so the Browns, no matter who plays quarterback, they got to find a way to protect him. And I'm sure they're going to really lean into offensive line and try to beef that area up. But would you be surprised if they were tempted to take a quarterback in this draft anywhere? And there aren't that many, right?
Yeah, no, there's not. I would be a little surprised if they went at number 6 to a quarterback. Because then you're forcing a Ty Simpson way above what his valuation should be in this draft. I think that the NFL circles, while they do like Ty Simpson, most people that I've talked to, I do think that it's become a little bit more tempered of expectation to go super high. So I don't see them necessarily pulling the trigger at that spot. I think that's much more likely, to your point, of like an offensive tackle or even a pass game weapon. I think that has a little bit of validity to it. But I would say that in the middle rounds, if a guy like a Cole Payton, for instance, out of North Dakota State as a developmental guy is kind of staring at you in the face, is that a guy that you potentially pull the trigger on? I think just in general, adding capable talents or developmental talents to a room is not a bad idea in this juncture, just based upon, where you are as a quarterback needy team. But I also necessarily wouldn't force the issue if it's not a guy that you really like. So I think there's a couple interesting developmental options like a Cole Payton that are a little mid-round type of guys, maybe later round guys, depending on just kind of how the board falls. But I don't think that you should force a quarterback early in this draft in the first 2 to 3 rounds, just because I just don't think that the value is going to be great for you there.
Let's lock in on Jeremiah Love. How high do you think he could go in the draft? Or I guess the earliest you think in your mind Jeremiah Love could go, which team or teams do you think he could land with?
It's interesting, man. In a class that doesn't have a lot of premium positions, at a high level, the offensive tackle class is not great at the top. The quarterback class is obviously a one and done at the top, and the edge group is kind of viewed differently by depending what kind of team you talk to. So the high value positions are kind of all over the place, which opens a non-valued position like a running back to maybe go a little bit higher than you would think. I would start the conversation at Tennessee Titans at 4. I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't mock him to them right now, depending, because they have so many greater needs, I think, than a running back. But I mean, I would be surprised, if we're not talking about him to New Orleans at 8. I believe it is number 9 to the Kansas City Chiefs is one that's going to be mocked a million times from here until April. And then I don't think that he gets past a Dallas Cowboys that I think picked number 12 overall. So I think it's somewhere most likely in the 8 to 12 bucket is probably the most realistic. But I do think in a draft that lacks that value at some of these premium positions, a conversation might be able to start at number 4 to like the Titans.
Let's stay there with Kansas City at 9. I want to throw this hypothetical at you. Let's say both Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Love are sitting there on the board for Kansas City to select. Where do you think they would go?
I think they would go wide receiver, but I do think it's an interesting conversation because I do think that just in a vacuum, Jeremiah Love is a better prospect than Carnell Tate. You know, just the pure throw the positional value, who's better at playing their position. I think that Love probably edges them out. But I do think you go for Carnell Tate in that position because I think for the most part, outside of, drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round, I do think that Kansas City usually does kind of tend to value a little bit more. And I think just generally speaking, there's a reason that wide receivers make a lot more money in the NFL than running backs do. Their shelf life is longer, and I think they can be more impactful if you use them correctly. So I would probably defer to Carnell Tate. I think he would actually make a lot of sense to Kansas City. I don't necessarily think that he will be there, but if he's there at 9, I think that that's an easy selection for to get him with Patrick Mahomes.
Ryan, speaking of like teams that might be tempted at quarterback, is Pittsburgh one of those teams for you at 21?
I mean, they have to be. Yeah, I mean, they have to be to a degree, right? I mean, I feel like I've seen it a million times in mock drafts, like Simpson at 21. I'm not necessarily like solidified that that's where they will go. I mean, obviously we're in February, so we got a couple months to still figure this thing out and kind of get a little bit of intel, but they have to at least consider it. I mean, with where you are now, unless they are just all in on Will Howard, which I guess is possible, they need to at least tackle the depth of that room, even if they do love Will Howard. So I think the conversation happens. And I mean, I was talking with someone recently, and it's just like, if you are a NFL franchise that is not having every conversation possible to have a very in-depth and data-driven, opinion and a decision-making process, I think you're doing it wrong. You have all the support and everything around you to be able to make the most just kind of deep dove of a decision as you possibly can. So I think they should be talking everything, looking at every option. Pittsburgh Steelers tend to make some good decisions, which is why they are at least in the conversation to make the playoffs every single year, right? So I think they'll consider it. Would I draft him at 21? Probably not, but that doesn't necessarily mean that an NFL team won't get a little desperate in this draft.
Hey, real quick in our last minute, when you found out Fernando Mendoza wasn't throwing at the Combine, what was your reaction to that? Big deal, no big deal?
It's no big deal. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks don't do it at this point. One of the cool things was last year we got a little bit of heads up because he actually threw at the pro day last year as a non-draft participant, and he kind of blew NFL evaluators away in that workout. So I think he's just going to wait to the pro day and do the same. Like, that's just kind of the vibes you get with Fernando.
Well, this is going to be an Ohio State top half of the first round, is it not?
Oh yeah, I mean it's big time. I mean, you talk about Carnell Tate, talk about Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese. I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. I mean, it's honestly a little bit shocking in terms of like if the offense was just a little bit more efficient down the stretch and a little bit better at running the football with that defense. I mean, that was a historic defense. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy amount of Buckeyes and some of the more diverse defenders that we'll ever see. I mean, Arvell Reese, we could spend an hour just kind of talking about how he's going to be used on the NFL level, and it's certainly an impressive group.
Well done, my man. Always appreciate you jumping on. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
You too. Ryan Roberts, NFL Draft, A to Z Sports on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, we will come back with Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Bishop and Friends.
Have you seen him eat his food? He just swallows it whole. He doesn't even chew. Like if he wanted to eat the thing, it'd already be eaten. That's not what's going on here. He thinks it's a toy.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
Wow, I better come up with a lot of these. We got a full 9 minutes. Okay.
Sorry to hold you up.
Tell the truth. Do you or your parents still have a home phone?
Still have 9 minutes to do here.
No, the home phone, that ended in the early mid-2000s. When did the home phones go away? That was 2000. I don't think I had one my senior year of high school, which would have been 09. I don't think we had one then.
We got rid of ours way later than your family then.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my folks don't have a landline anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when it first started, there were thoughts of, keep it in case of an emergency, if your battery dies, if your cell phone goes on the fritz.
Zombie apocalypse, whatever, yeah.
And then we realized that, whatever. Something happens, it was meant to happen.
Correct.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember when we got rid of ours.
I wasn't a big on-the-phone guy either when I was in high school. I was just kind of outside with my friends kicking it. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what I've lost.
Yeah.
When the Bluetooth was invented.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the integration into the car. I'm talking about just the one you could wrap around your ear.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't talk on my cell phone without it. Like, it bothered me so much having to hold the phone. Now, maybe
you had a headset.
No, I never had a no. I never had a headset, but I had the Bluetooth that wrapped around your ear. They still have those, right?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Were you a BlackBerry douche?
No.
This guy.
Wow. No, I never had a BlackBerry.
If it wasn't for you having to cater to this segment, I'd put you in the penalty box.
No, I never needed. First of all, most of the BlackBerries I think were for people who were in that a job where they needed to do a lot of that emailing or I don't know. I never had one.
Yeah. Were you a BlackBerry?
Okay. I was more of a boysenberry guy. I feel like I really miss having a Bluetooth.
Go get you one.
I just need, and I'm not an AirPod guy. What do you think of AirPod guy?
Well, I am AirPod guy.
Okay.
He's an AirPod.
Well, maybe I'll add a D to that, too.
Let me tell you something.
Throw some D's on that.
What?
Wow.
It's an old song. Remember, throw some D's on that. I just can't say the other word. That's
gotcha.
Old song. 2000s. Ignore me.
No problem. Hey,
let me ask you guys this.
Yeah, hop on that thing. Don't mess around.
If I get
Bluetooth. What are you looking for? I'm looking this up right now on Amazon.
Are you going to be able to, if I talk on the phone, will it sound good? Because every time I talk to somebody on AirPods, it didn't connect and I can't hear you.
I think you need like modern, this sounds stupid to say, modern AirPods. But because there are different variations. The ones that I have, I can't use them as a microphone for a call.
That's what I need to find out.
I need to find the AirPods that can be used as a microphone
wear a headset.
for a call.
I don't care.
You want to work out in or just casual?
No, just around the house.
Hey, we can't have you in a headset, dog.
I am 100%.
Why? Who's looking? Who cares?
No, we can't. You got,
as long as the quality's
you got
good.
too much swagger.
Dude, it's
already.
2026.
We can't lower
in the house.
We can't lower the aura points with a headset. We can't do that. Oh, you're just as long as you're not in public.
I need to be able to talk on the phone and not holding the damn thing
I have
anymore.
a wireless
Even with a speaker. I don't like it.
I got one right here for you for $9. I'm about to order this for you off Amazon right now.
$9?
I don't think it can be
Those
that
aren't
good.
going to work.
Those are going to break in like a week.
Got 5 stars. The reviews.
Right.
His ears are going to turn green.
Maybe hold off.
I got what you need right here. You just tell me. I'll put it in my
He's
car.
hovering over send.
I'll have it delivered to the station.
Let me
It'll be
take
here
a look
by tomorrow.
All right. Let me.
Is this what you're
after
looking
the
for?
show? Let me eyeball him. See what's going on.
I am AirPod guy.
That
and my parents hate me
that's
for
a
it.
Bluetooth. Yes, that's a
That's
wrap
what you
around
want.
your
Just
ear.
for one ear.
No wonder it's $9. The thing that's probably what they had 12 years ago.
Well, actually, it's a deal.
Now it's a discount.
It's 67% off. The original price is $30.
Is it really $10 delivered?
I'm ordering this for you.
$10 delivered.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. It's gonna be here.
All right, I'll give you a 10 spot tomorrow.
No, I don't need that.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna definitely pay you back. But if that works,
I'm gonna order this.
Then I am back in business on Blue Star. I am in,
and I'll get you a BlackBerry.
Let me.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that other take
We're gonna
on that.
make this happen right now, big dog. What's today? The 10th. What's today's date?
Tuesday.
But
The
look,
what? The what?
when I
It
think
is the 10th.
when I
This
think
will
of
be here by
BlackBerry
tomorrow.
users, I think of people with an earpiece who are just like their attention is constantly everywhere, but the person in front of them.
All right.
This could be great.
The order
I
has
think we
been
just
placed.
turned back the clock about 15 years.
Now
There
get
it
him
is.
here,
That's
How
definitely
much-
a Bluetooth.
There it is.
I'm going to
YouTube
go on
chat.
Amazon and look up how much a BlackBerry would be.
Tomorrow.
Do they still sell
I
them?
don't think they would.
AR, your estimated delivery is tomorrow.
Beautiful.
February 11th. There you go.
Listen,
You're back in business.
The BlackBerry also had like raised numbers,
Yeah.
like raised. It had like a keyboard on your phone,
Yeah, it did.
like a raised
I kinda
keyboard.
want
The
one.
new edition, not to be mistaken with the music group.
Glad you know that.
Thank you. If it isn't love.
There we go.
Why does it hurt so bad? $649. I'm not buying you that one. I might buy you the old school
Need a new
$12
cell
one.
phone. I just wanted the ability to talk.
We got what he needed, TLC.
Hey,
TLC.
TLC, you can cool
For
it now.
$21, I can.
Look, that was good by AR. He'll be here. You
That
got
was
to end the
pretty
week
good.
on
That was pretty good.
That was good.
You missed it.
You can cool it now.
We're just doing new edition.
We just did New Edition.
And he just
Man,
dropped
I only know one song.
That's one of
Well,
their
that's the
all-timers.
one you should probably know.
Yeah, that's one of their all-timers.
No, If It Isn't Love is the one that I should know, and that is the one that I know. But I was going to
could have
say,
said Mr. Telephone Man. Let's move on to the next segment.
Okay, so
which
he
is
got
another new edition song.
He got you a $9 gift. I can get you one that's $12.99. So let's put it together for $23. I can basically buy you a time machine with 2 items.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got AR Bluetooth headset here, or earpiece.
Yeah.
He's back in the
Take
game.
that, BlackBerry douche.
Or AirPod guy.
No, that's me.
AirPod workout guy.
Oh, well, here, I know if I had this drop at the ready, because I didn't know what you were talking about, but here's my drop that'll be used as a transition.
I look over, there's a crank right in my face.
Okay.
Larry Brown.
Shout out Jim Rohn. My goodness.
Rothman, who was the underrated sports talker that you were telling me about yesterday? We never found that out.
Alex Smith.
Oh, I like him on TV.
I think Alex Smith is an absolute star in the making if they'll give him a chance. And he was on the post coverage for the Super Bowl on ESPN. I think he knows a lot, and he's able to articulate it really well. I think he's truly underrated as an NFL analyst.
He's with ESPN, correct?
He was on the post with Booger and Chris Berman.
Okay.
And he
Got
is
something to him?
good.
Got something in his
I've
bag?
always liked him.
Yeah, story was crazy. Had to go through that gruesome leg injury. But yeah, I haven't consumed a lot of his takes.
He's the most underrated NFL analyst right now, I think, in the industry.
My parents were kind of getting on him for that because when Sam Darnold was at the desk, Alex Smith, as my parents put it, had like a twinkle in his eye. And he was basically just glazing Sam Darnold. But I was kind of like, they do have similar stories, though, because Alex Smith got benched in San Fran, had to go like reinvent himself in Kansas City. And so Sam Darnold getting benched and then becoming a Super Bowl winning quarterback, he probably relates to him.
Okay. Hey, folks, before we go, you miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice, everything we do. You guys are crazy.
No, I just can't believe you bought me a Bluetooth in this segment.
Listen, man.
That's unbelievable.
This is one of my favorite segments we've ever done.
You ask it, we're making it
did
happen.
it all in 9 minutes.
And it's
wherever
you beat me to it. I was going to say, and it started with me complaining as to how long we had to talk.
Oh, man. Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcast.
This.
He's probably listening, and hopefully he's laughing. And our podcast and all our show stuff will pop up there for you. Hey, coming up top of the hour, Timmy Hall is back with Common Man. Word on the street is the boys have a big announcement at 4 o'clock, so don't move.
And we have better beards than Bishop and Friends.
That is very true.
I don't agree with that. But anyway, the fact that we broke on time and the producer's upset because that means we had a full segment. That may be the best part of the day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube.